right, here's the 411, folks. Just give him one of these.
Welcome to the 411 folks, episode 20. We are back and we're ready to talk games. I'm with Jake, the co-host. How you going, Jake?
Good.
Jake, have you seen Finding Dory?
No, I haven't.
Are you going to see it?
I will.
Not at the cinemas?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll have the chance to.
Well,
Should I watch it in the cinemas?
No, I don't think it's a movie that needs to be seen in the cinemas. I rewatched Finding Nemo the other day, and that's just one of the classics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you cannot beat the original Pixar films like A Bug's Life, Toy Story, Finding Nemo. They all had this sort of, like, the same sort of thing going on. Like, it starts with this emotional music and everything, and then at the end it says the end, and I don't know, it's just, you can't beat those classic Pixar films.
Where does it cut off to be classic? Like, what came after Finding Nemo?
There's
Cars or something?
I think there was one before Cars. If you just shuffle out of the way. I've got all the animations behind you. So if you didn't know, I do collect pretty much... Well, I guess collect is the right word to use it. I collect pretty much all the computer animated movies on Blu-ray. Yeah, The Incredibles, I think that was... I think that was like one of the last really good ones. You know, those classic movies.
Monsters, Inc.
Monsters, Inc. was one of the classics, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had Toy Story, we had A Bug's Life, and then Toy Story 2 came out. We had Finding Nemo, Monsters, Inc., Incredibles, and Cars. And I'm pretty sure those movies were just what made the classic Pixar films. And there are also some good ones later on, like Up and WALL-E, some really good ones.
I liked Ratatouille.
Ratatouille is pretty good as well. But then there's some not so good ones. Brave, yeah, I wouldn't put that up there.
That's probably one of the only movies I had to stop halfway through.
Okay, no. Cars 2.
Oh, that was bad as well.
Yeah, that was bad, okay. They destroyed the original Cars. They turned Cars into a spy film. It was terrible. And, did you hear Cars 3's coming out?
I think you told me this.
Yeah. It's not...
Stop with the sequels.
I know they're doing The Incredibles 2. That's been in the works that's been in talks for a long time. And that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, just like in the same way I think Finding Dory has been talked about for years.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just like a rumor or non-existent.
Yeah.
But Incredibles 2, I think they'll get it right.
Cars 3, they've obviously got to move away from that spy theme.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard John Lasseter, he's the owner of Pixar or director of Pixar, whatever it's called. He always said that Pixar doesn't do sequels just to do sequels. I mean, like, for example, DreamWorks, who just cash in with all these sequels, right? John Lasseter, he said that they do sequels. Every time they do a sequel, it's got to be completely sort of different to the original film. So with Cars 2, it was completely different, whereas completely just spy-themed. Mm-hmm. Whereas, I don't think that was the right way to do it. Monsters University, that sequel was a prequel.
Sure.
So it was a different kind of way of doing it. And
how is Finding Dory different from Finding Nemo?
Finding Dory,
without trying to
I don't
spoil.
think the title does the movie any justice. They're not actually finding Dory. They're finding Dory's parents.
Yeah.
Dory does get lost along the way, but it's not about finding Dory. So it's a little weird there, but with Finding Nemo, I mean, I'm not giving away any spoilers because, this is straight into the movie. You realize this is happening. With Finding Nemo, they're exploring the entire ocean. Finding Dory is pretty much set in one place the whole movie.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of a letdown because, you've got the first movie where you explore the entire ocean and then the second movie stays in one place.
Yeah, so wasn't Finding Nemo, weren't they like in the Great Barrier Reef or something and then it ended up in Sydney?
Yeah,
is that how it went?
They had to travel to Sydney to find Nemo.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But in this film they have to go to California. And then so that's all the way across the other way of the side of the world.
Sure.
But then they just, meet the turtle dude, whatever his name is, and then they just get into that, suction thing, whatever it's called, the
the vortex thingy or
thing,
whatever.
and then within 2 seconds they're in California. So
Oh.
you skip all that exploration.
Okay, well, okay.
But no, Finding Dory, it is a good sequel. It's a good movie. There's been a few Pixar films like Good Dinosaur and Inside Out that people have been asking for, not Pixar sequels. And you've got Inside Out and Good Dinosaur. Inside Out I've seen, which is really good. I haven't seen Good Dinosaur yet, which is the only Pixar film that I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just wanted to bring this up just because, I mean, there are two types of sequels that I see in all movies, right? There's one type where the first movie doesn't finish and you've got to continue the film into another sequel. And the other type of sequel is where the movie does finish, but they just make another movie anyway. You know, what happens after that, you know? All animation films are that kind of sequel where the first movie always finishes with an ending, and then a sequel, you know, just tells another story.
I feel like
in that same world.
Yeah, I feel like all kids' movies kind of do that.
Yeah. I mean,
because it needs a beginning, middle, and end.
You've got the Lord of the Rings trilogy where it doesn't finish, and you've got those sequels, which is pretty much turns it into one big trilogy. So, I mean, what do you think of this? Like, do you think that sequels only should be those things that continue the actual story that it's trying to tell? I mean, do you think that sequels are just cash-ins?
I feel yes and no.
Ice Age is coming out with its fifth film at the moment. Like,
in terms of that, where it's so ridiculously, it's just pointless at this point. The fifth Ice Age film, cash in, straight up cash in.
Yeah.
Or when it's like
Ice Age 2 was a cash in. Like, have you seen Ice Age 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like straight away. Like, that's a pointless story to tell. Ice Age 3 was okay, but Ice Age 1 was the only original, like, it was the only good Ice Age film.
Yeah.
You know?
It also becomes a cash in when moving away from animated films when it gets like Titanic 2 or something.
Yeah.
That is just the most unnecessary sequel in the world.
I mean, you've got comedy films as well where, you know, you get Ted 2 and Grown Ups 2, Anchorman 2, those kinds of things. Whereas it's pretty much just if the original film does well, you're going to have a sequel because, I mean, I look at box office stats all the time. Sequels always do better. You know, they always make more money than the original film. The only exceptions that I've seen with some animations, for example, once you hit number 3 on that third film, that's the most you're going to make. The fourth film, for example, Ice Age 4 and Shrek 4 have made less money than the third film. So Shrek 1 and Ice Age made a good amount of money. Shrek 2 and Ice Age 2, even more. Shrek 3 and Ice Age 3, even more. But on that fourth film, it just takes it back.
Yeah.
So that's a trend that I've seen. But I mean, 10 years ago, you'd never see a fourth sequel of a movie. It's only just sort of started to happen recently, don't you think? Where these number 4s coming out.
Sure, yeah. I'm like, I thought
Indiana Jones 4.
Yeah.
I mean, you never really saw 4. I mean, yeah.
No, aren't they rebooting Indiana Jones again? Like they did Star Wars?
Yeah, I heard that as well, yeah.
Oh, but there was... sorry, I thought there was a fourth Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
It's just so forgettable.
Yeah, it's had the Shia LaBeouf in it. Shia LaBeouf.
Awful movie.
I haven't seen it.
I want to talk about movies for a little bit too as well.
Yeah.
What do you reckon you'll go see Ghostbusters?
Not in the cinemas.
No.
It's one of those movies where I'll just, illegally download.
Ooh, wow, shouldn't have. Are you expecting anything from it?
No. I can't remember the last time I've seen the original Ghostbusters, but...
Funnily enough, I watched Ghostbusters, the original, when I was in New York.
Yeah.
On TV.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit strange. But, yeah, I don't know. Ghostbusters 1 is just... And actually, even though Ghostbusters 2 is, like, critically underrated. Or
I love 2.
I love it too.
Yeah.
Even though, like, as a kid, it really scared the hell out of me. Painting.
And what's the dude, how he's, like, traveling on a little bike, flying into the window, and he gets those red eyes.
Yeah.
That was
creepy.
Yeah.
But, I love both Ghostbusters movies. So... I'm not gonna say like I'm still gonna watch this movie. I'm not gonna if I dislike it, I'm not gonna say oh it ruins my childhood, because I hate when people say that, because you still have the other movies.
Yeah,
you can just completely forget that you saw that movie, and you still retain your memory of watching those first movies. So I hate when people say oh it ruined my childhood, but it also angers me that the reboot I think they call it like requels, like a reboot sequel.
Oh yeah.
Just like
I've never heard that.
No? So like they're doing with Ghostbusters, Independence Day, Tarzan.
Yeah.
That Tarzan movie looks awful, by the way.
Oh, I don't reckon it looks too bad.
Ugh. Just all these Disney movies, like Jungle Book as well, they're trying to like make it dark and gritty.
That Jungle Book does look good though. I haven't seen that, but that did look good.
That looked awful, I thought.
Okay. But yeah, I think they should have called it something else than Ghostbusters. I think it should have been Ghostbusters semicolon something.
Well, I think it's because it's not. I don't think it's a sequel. I think it's like in this new movie, it's like the first two movies haven't happened yet.
Yeah.
In that universe or whatever.
Okay.
So it's like they're starting from scratch again.
So the original Ghostbusters that's never happened.
Never happened.
Okay. All right.
But
what about Ghostbuster-S? The women version of Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Plus, Melissa McCarthy annoys the hell out of me.
Who? Oh, Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
She just plays the same character every single movie.
That could be said about Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah. Oh, and who's that skinny guy from Arrested Development? And
yeah.
What's his name? He looks like he's 13 years old. And Superbad. And...
Yeah, Superbad. He's in year one. He's in... Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he just plays the same character.
He's funny though, but you don't see a lot of him, so that's where it's different.
Yeah,
Melissa McCarthy, you've seen like she's been in a movie like every year since 2012.
Yeah,
so you've seen a lot of her.
That's true.
So, but I think Zach Galifianakis got away with it for a while as well because he was damn funny.
What's he been doing recently?
He's actually been in a couple new comedies.
Yeah,
one with Owen Wilson. I forgot, called Masterminds. It looks really funny. But and then I've seen a new trailer for a new one he's doing, so similar character as well. But
sure,
you know he's good.
Yeah.
Well, how about we talk games?
Yeah.
Have you been playing? Oh, you have been playing anything? You have been playing something. You've got something to talk about.
I do.
Yeah.
Legit. 2 hours ago, I just finished up Red Dead Redemption. So that's exactly a week.
Nice. Were you like rushing through it because I texted you to be here at 2:30?
I did rush a little bit, as much as I want. So, like this brings me to a point. You know, the first time I booted, I said this last week. The first time I booted up, again, this time last week, I said to you, "Oh, was Red Dead really that great?" As everyone's saying. Yes, it is that great, because I started playing the game. I just did mission to mission to mission. I was kind of just like not paying attention, listening to music while I was playing it, like because I played it before, like. I don't need to pay attention. I got to about maybe a third of the way through the game, maybe halfway. And then I just like, it just like gripped me. I couldn't put it down anymore. And like, I just paid full attention to the story and what was happening in the game. And I spent all last night actually not doing any missions, kind of doing missions, but like going out and hunting and collecting flowers and ranking up my costumes and my weapons and all that, which is just so pointless and not part of the story.
But it was fun.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I just wanted to stretch out the experience as much as I could.
And it's those kind of sort of mindless things that you can do while, you know, maybe doing something else, listening to a podcast or something, you know.
Yep.
Things like that. So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just so surprised how quickly I went from, oh yeah, this game was great. This game was good in my memory, but I'm not sure if it was great as everyone said, but in a couple of days it flipped and I just remembered how much fun it really was. So like I said, I finished it maybe 2 hours ago now.
Still fresh in your head.
Yeah, still one of the best endings to a game ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Wait, so it finishes... Can we just talk with spoilers? Yeah. It finishes with John. Is it John Marsden?
Uh-huh.
So he dies. Then you play as his son.
Yeah.
Did you do anything with his son? I mean, there are a few missions that you can do, isn't there? Or is it just nothing?
If you haven't, there's like a few side quests during the game called Strangers where you just come across.
Yeah, yeah.
You can finish them off if you haven't already finished them.
Okay.
But otherwise, no.
Can you still do all the stuff that you were doing last night? You know, collecting the flowers and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's how you get 100%.
Okay,
So I'm
yeah.
about 75%. I
Yeah.
may 100% it
Yeah.
if I'm really feeling like it, and I probably might actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no other main story missions.
Alright. So you're fresh off Red Dead Redemption. Do you see, you know, if we are getting a sequel very soon, does it make sense to you that we do play as John Marsden's son?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you can pretty much follow straight into it?
Yeah, because the whole part of that game is talking about, as John Marston's always talking about his family.
Yeah, yeah.
And it would make so much sense to continue the story of the Marston family.
Has to be Red Dead Revenge, hey?
Yeah,
He
right?
has to, you know, that's what he would want, wouldn't he?
Well, yeah, I mean...
Was he there during that fight, the last battle?
Yeah, so you and Abigail, John's wife,
Yeah.
and his son Jack
Yeah.
were all together. You were trying to lead them from the house to the barn.
So they were hiding in the barn when John Marsden died?
No, so you took them to the barn.
Yeah.
And you thought the coast was clear. You tell both of them to
Go out the
get
back.
get in the horse and lead out the back.
Okay, yep,
and run as far as they can.
Yep.
And then that's when John Marston opens up the barn doors to just like 20 army guys
Yeah.
in front of him.
So good. Hey, he like peeks
Yeah.
open first. Yeah.
Oh man, so good. And then stupidly, so when you gain, so he opens the doors, he pulls out his gun, and you gain control again. You turn into that Deadeye, was it? Where you can slow down time. And
yeah.
so I stupidly pressed the wrong button. So you, in that part, you just mark all the targets you want.
Mark him, yeah.
You're supposed to push the right trigger, the right bumper button. I pressed the button that cancels out of it, just like the click right stick button.
Yeah.
So I didn't shoot anyone. So
You just died.
I just died. Yeah.
What a way to go.
Yeah.
Wait, so if you're just really good at that game and you just shoot everybody, it's just endless guys keep coming, don't they?
I don't think you can shoot everybody. I think that's the point of it.
So there's just so nobody keeps coming, but there's just too many to
Yeah.
take on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about if you run?
Oh, you just get shot down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just the whole point of it. And then so
That is really cool. I mean, like no other game does that where you're supposed to die. You know,
oh yeah,
like that is pretty cool.
yeah, it's awesome.
And
so then when when you die, all the army dudes leave, and then you gain control. That's when the first time you gain control as Jack.
Yeah.
Riding a horse, and he's a couple hundred meters.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
So Jack is a boy.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
So then they say, "Oh, did you hear that? Let's go back for him," because they thought
Yeah.
he killed the guys.
Yeah.
They go back and see
Because
he's dead.
they don't hear the shoot anymore. Wow. I don't remember that at all.
Neither. It was-
I just thought it just cuts into him as a grown up at John's grave or something.
Yeah.
But that still happens, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
After that point where they come back and they see his dead body, awesome moment. That's when it cuts.
And my God, it makes so much sense. You know, at the end of the game, when you're doing all those just boring things with your son, it makes so much sense when that happens.
Yeah, that's
You know, you have to have that time with your son at the end of the game to feel anything.
I loved how it wrapped up. Even though it's great how at the very beginning of the game you're just herding cattle, rounding up horses and all that, and it circles back to that. At the end of the game, you're doing the exact same stuff, but with your family. Like you're finally back together with your family.
Yeah.
He's wanted this for so long, and he's finally doing it again.
So refresh my memory. What was the whole point of him leaving his family?
This is where I have to actually read up a little bit because
Did it have anything to do with the first game?
yeah,
Red Dead Revolver?
yeah.
Was John Marsden in that?
Yeah, so you played as John Marston as well in the first one.
Oh, right.
So the first game was just like he ran in a gang with these guys called Dutch, Bill Williamson, and Javier Escuela.
Yeah.
And the point of Red Dead Redemption is that years later down the track, now that you have a family, you're out of that gang.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes and he wants to take redemption
Yeah.
on these people that he ran in the gang with.
Yeah.
Because he wants to leave that life behind him. Cut ties with it so he keeps his family safe. So the point of this game is that the game starts with you being let out by these two government officials, and I think their goal is for you to these government police officers need you to find these three men so that they give you because your John Marston's family is being held up by the government, and for them to get released, they need these three men dead as well. You see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. It's a shame though that we haven't actually played Red Dead Revolver. You know.
Yeah, it makes me want to play it, but
Yeah.
there's no way you can.
That's original Xbox.
Yeah. So I might just have to watch a playthrough of it or something, or at least I'm gonna read a synopsis of it or something.
It looks as though they're not going to be doing a remaster of Red Dead Redemption because they just released the 360 version as what is it called?
Backwards compatible.
Yeah, backwards compatible. So what are your thoughts on that?
Like not having it remastered. Yeah. Well, the game, like you said last week,
Yeah.
you get surprised how well it holds up, and it's an awesome looking game. And I've just, as well, reading that it runs significantly better on Xbox One. Like loading times are cut in half.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
Graphics are probably a little bit better.
Yeah, bit up-resed.
Yeah. So I don't think there's a point for it. It's a bit of a shame for PlayStation players. They've got no way of playing it.
Yeah, true.
So they'll just have to dust off the PS3, which I recommend you do, by the way.
I was thinking about it, yeah.
You have to. There's another thing I want to talk about just quickly as well. I don't want to spend too long on it. Like I said, in the game, there's all these side quests you come across called strangers. And they're just kind of like little pointless things where you help out people, or they just tell little stories which in the whole scope of thing actually somehow all tie together with the whole grand scheme of the story. So there's this one quest where you keep running into this man in really strange locations on the map, really far out ways. And he knows your name for some reason, you don't know him. He keeps talking in real descriptive language, and it's like he knows your life, or he kind of knows what's going to happen in the future of your life or something. And like I said, during the first half of the game, I wasn't really paying that much attention, so I wasn't really listening to what he was quite saying. But towards the end of it, again, spoilers, the last time you see this man is actually on your farm, on your property, just up at the top, and he says something like, "Oh, isn't this a nice place or something?" And this is where John Marston gets really frustrated because he's come across this man. Probably this is maybe the 6th or 7th time he's run into this man, and he can't figure out why. So John Marston eventually pulls out the gun and starts shooting him, but he's just like he's like a amalgamation. He's like a imagination to John Marston. He's a figment of John Marston's imagination.
Yeah.
And so that made me thought, and then so I had to look up what people's rumors or people's theories of this mission was on the internet. People said that it was either, because in the game as well you can choose to be good or bad as well, depending on the missions. So if you were good, he apparently was a vision of God, and if you're bad, he was a vision of the devil.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So were you good in the game?
I was good.
Yeah. It's hard to be bad. Hey?
Yeah, that was actually a question. Would you rather question?
Oh.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But so I was good during the game, and then so there were 2 YouTube videos actually where someone's cut together all the things he says when you choose to be good, and all the things this man says when you choose to be bad. And they're 2 very different, like I said, the amalgamation of God or the devil.
Yeah.
And it all ties together actually when you actually see this man when John Marston opens up the barn doors and all those army men are about to shoot him. That man is actually there as well.
Wow, yeah.
Just like a split second he's there. So that's where people kind of think, yeah.
The game's deeper than you thought.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah. All these secrets, yeah. That's cool.
So there's probably heaps of the stuff I missed as well that kind of lead into the bigger picture of the story.
Yeah.
So I want to do some bit of reading as well.
Do you reckon it'll make a good movie?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know because people would know how it ends.
Oh, you mean just the same story in a movie version?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be good. I think the reason it wouldn't be good, I said this about games to movies in general as well, is that I spent 20 hours in Red Dead Redemption. A movie can only last about 2 hours. How are they going to fit all that? I know there's a lot of filler involved, riding back and forth. That probably took up maybe 8 hours of it or something.
Yeah.
But it's all the little moments in the game where I find out the most littlest of details, but somehow end up in the bigger picture.
Yeah.
I think that's where a movie would miss
Plus,
out
it's
on.
also one of the most exciting parts of the game is that you're actually like in the Wild Wild West, riding a horse in Mexico in this era. You don't really get to do that in a game, but if that was on screen, it's like, well, we've seen this before. You know, it's nothing new. So yeah.
Yeah, so...
If it was a movie, who would play John Marsden? Will Smith?
God. Yeah, no idea. I don't know. John Marsden, by the way, excellent character.
Yeah.
Awesome,
yeah.
like really flawed character. Like his motivations are so set.
If they did a sort of Xbox PlayStation version of Super Smash Bros., which, you know, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, which let's not include, but, you know, John Marsden, he'd be a good character. He'd be on there for sure.
Yeah.
Master Chief would be on there. Nathan Drake.
Yeah. I guess they kind of do that with...
Kratos.
I guess they kind of do that with Killer Instinct.
Do they?
You know, they put in, like, the Arbiter and, like, someone from Gears of War.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But
I reckon they need one of those, hey? Like a Super Smash Bros, but other characters version, you know? Because you've got all these massive Nintendo characters in the Super Smash Bros, but get all the massive characters from all the other games.
I think it only works for Nintendo because they've all got similar art styles. They're all cartoony. They're all kind of...
I reckon you can make them work.
Yeah, but wouldn't it just feel weird to have someone like Master Chief up against a Borderlands character?
The only thing that would be weird is Master Chief, you play him as first-person shooter. Whereas if you're going to do a Super Smash Bros. Style, it wouldn't be first-person. It'd be, you know...
Oh, you could say the same thing about Samus.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Oh, but you play Samus as, you know, 2D scroller.
Sorry,
you know?
you're right. I don't know. I'll have to see how that... I just know from what I've seen from that Battle Royale PlayStation game, it doesn't work. You know, where they've got... Maybe it's just because of the PlayStation, the Sony trademark characters just don't fit well. Like, you got Sackboy from Little Big Planet up against, like, Solid Snake or something.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't know.
It's a cool idea, though. Cool to think about.
Yeah.
We should make a, we should make a list one day of characters who would be included in
Like
that
a wish list?
that
Yeah.
game.
That'd be right.
Pretty cool.
So, in the end, Red Dead Redemption has made my top 5 games
Of all time. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
We haven't done one of those things, have we?
I think we should.
We should, one day down the track. We should make notes of these things.
Oh, yeah.
We're coming up with good ideas here.
Yeah. But I recommend everyone to play it right now. Scott, PS3 is sitting right behind me.
I've been playing quite a lot of Rugby League Live 2 on that PS3 all week, so...
Wow, don't want to interrupt that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I want to say.
All right. Okay, well, let's move on. The Star Wars Force Awakens Lego game. You were going to pick it up. Have you done it yet?
Yeah. I've told you this. I've said this. Absolutely, I've told you this.
No, you said you were going to play it.
Yeah, I have.
When?
When it came out.
Really?
I downloaded it on the Wii U.
No, we haven't talked about this.
Oh, maybe we didn't talk it on the podcast. I told you in real life, though.
Last week, the day before we recorded, you were saying you were going to get it, and then when we recorded, you hadn't got it yet.
I own it. I own it.
Okay, you own it now.
No, I've owned it since the day it came out.
All right. Well, you haven't played it. No, you've played it, but we haven't talked about it.
Okay,
We haven't.
it made me
Honestly,
really angry.
we haven't. Calm down.
Okay.
All right. Calm down. What? We should take a break, and you can get a coffee again. Okay.
I'm fine. Honestly.
Well, what I wanted to say is that I watched an entire walkthrough of the game from start to finish on YouTube. Because, I was really thinking of picking up a Lego game. Like for the reason that you said, it's kind of one of those, a game that you don't really have to think much about. It's kind of fun to play in the sort of the background. It's a quick game. And I was really thinking of, the top Lego games that there are at the moment. The only Lego game I've played is the complete Star Wars Saga collection. And I really couldn't get into it, to be honest, on the PS3. But there's a lot more Lego games that have come out since then that I haven't tried. So there's Force Awakens, which looks pretty good, Jurassic World, and I also wanted to maybe pick up The Hobbit. Not sure. And they're all available on the 3DS, which is probably the platform that I'd get it on. So yeah, so what are your thoughts on Force Awakens?
I really liked it. The only problem is I chose the wrong platform, unfortunately, to play it on. The Wii U, it looks good enough on the Wii U, but the frame rate is awful.
Really?
Usually these things don't frustrate me, but it just ran really bad.
So don't pick it up on the 3DS? Do you think it'll be even worse?
I feel like
I mean, I've seen gameplay on PS4 and that looked amazing.
Yeah. I feel like they kind of cut back on a few things on the 3DS. I feel like it's not the same game you have on Xbox One is the same on the 3DS.
Yeah, I've got to look that up because I think it's like sort of more expensive on the 3DS. It's like $60 where you can get it for like $50 or something on the other consoles. Is that right?
Oh, I don't know.
I was looking at Jurassic World prices, and well, that's obvious because 3DS games don't go down in price.
But that's
console games do.
Nintendo games don't go down in price. Lego games are a third party.
Okay, yeah, true.
I don't know. I bought Lego Star Wars for $80 because I downloaded it, but I've seen it in the shops for as low as maybe $50, $55 or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, what do you think of it though?
Yeah, I thought it looked good. I'm sort of saving the movie. Like I've watched the movie once, but I don't want to watch this movie over and over again because then it'll sort of ruin it for me when I want to watch it later on down the track. I have that thing with movies where I don't want to watch it too many times. Mm-hmm. And this game pretty much follows the exact same plot as the movie. And it shows exact scenes from the movie, the same dialogue. Sometimes it changes it up a bit to have a more comedy effect. And I was kind of thinking, I don't really want to watch this just because it's not, maybe ruining the movie for me a bit. I don't know. Is that fair to say?
I was actually had the same thought, but Force Awakens is one of my favorite movies ever. So I can watch it as many times as I want and not have it Yeah,
it's good when you have movies like that where you watch it over and over again. You never get sick of it at all. But I don't know if Star Wars is one of those movies for me. So that's the same thing. If I pick up this Jurassic World game, I don't want to have that sort of, when I'm watching the movie and I'll just see those Lego scenes in my head. I don't really want that to happen when I watch the movies.
Okay.
Especially with The Hobbit as well. I want to pick up that game, but I'll have those Lego scenes stuck in my head.
Do you really like the Hobbit movies?
Yeah, I do. I like the Hobbit movies. I've got the extended trilogy of Lord of the Rings.
Haven't they brought that out yet? For the Hobbit?
Yeah, they do. They have it for the Hobbit, but I haven't got it yet. I'm sort of waiting
till you have some money.
Yeah, I've got money. I'm just sort of waiting. I don't know, for an excuse to get it. I think I'm waiting until I want to watch it again.
Okay, I still haven't watched the last one, unfortunately.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Well, I missed the chance to watch it in the movies, and it's just like the same thing with the last Harry Potter movie. Still haven't watched the last Harry Potter movie.
So you don't know what happens at the end of Harry Potter? Is that what you're saying?
No, I've read the book. I know what happens.
Oh, you read the book, right? Have you read the whole series of books?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I just, I don't know what happens at the end of Hobbit.
That's another thing. There's the Lego Harry Potter as well. But they're kind of old now, aren't they?
Yeah, I played, maybe this time last year, I played Lego Harry Potter years 1 to 4,
which would be the best one, wouldn't it?
Oh, it is. It absolutely is.
Have you played 5 to 7?
No. I got about halfway through it until... That was in the last few days that I had my 360.
Yeah.
So I just didn't finish it.
Yeah.
It was good, though.
So many Lego games. Is there any other series that they can do now? They've done Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit.
Well, because they have that Lego Dimensions game.
Yeah.
I feel like all their ideas for standalone games, like Star Wars or Hobbit, are all being funneled into that game. Like they've got...
what are the new ones?
Adventure Time, Ghostbusters, Simpsons.
Yeah, they'll do Ghostbusters.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
The list just goes on and on and on.
Okay, yeah, but Adventure Time is sort of like a cartoon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Simpsons is a cartoon. I'm talking real blockbuster movies here. Ghostbusters would probably be the next one, I imagine.
Yeah, but I just thought if they put it in Lego Dimensions, there's no need to make it a whole other game.
Maybe. They got to wait for like a big trilogy, I guess, to come out.
Maybe they could do Avatar.
I don't know, like what do you think of them just releasing Force Awakens as a standalone game?
Yeah, I was a bit weirded out by that, but
Jurassic World, they've got 4 Jurassic Park movies in there, you know, and then they haven't done one of these in a long time where they've just released a standalone game.
I feel like the game was long enough. I feel like I maybe took 15 hours maybe to finish the missions, because there are a few extra missions that go outside the movie. Did you see that in your?
No, I only watched just one straight run through.
Okay.
Like the big thing with that game is the replayability, isn't it? Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do now.
Yeah.
So there are a few missions that come up when you get enough gold bricks. You unlock, I think there's 4, maybe 5 extra missions that are separate stories to the movie. Like one mission you are Han Solo and Chewie, and you go Rathtar hunting on some planet. So that's pretty cool. So they do pad it out a bit like that, but they're also every planet in the game that you travel to, like Jakku or Starkiller Base or something, their own little hub worlds, and in those hub worlds is where the game becomes from a 50% game where you complete the story. That's where it pads out to 100%. Kind of game.
Yeah.
So you have to do all these mindless little side missions
with all these different characters coming in and everything.
Collectibles, and so I feel like that's where they get their stretch out the game from like a 4 movie Jurassic World thing to just a 1 movie game. So
yeah, well, these Lego games, it's something I'm going to look into. I think the platform I'm going to play it on will be the 3DS, unless there is a significant difference in the console versions, like if there's something more that can be found in there. But because I'm pretty sure the Harry Potter ones are on the 3DS as well, aren't they?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I'll have to look it up, because I'd like to get the Harry Potter ones, Jurassic World, the Star Wars, Force Awakens, and Hobbit as well.
I feel like the Hobbit wouldn't have the last film in it though.
I don't think it does. I think it's got 1 and 2.
Would it come as like DLC or something? That's so strange.
I don't know.
That is so strange.
Yeah, it's very strange.
I had the choice too when I bought my new 3DS for Christmas. I got it for Christmas, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
EB Games in Australia packages awful games with 3DS. Awful games.
Yeah.
Well, unless you get really lucky.
What would you get again?
I bought Majora's Mask with it. I just bought.
Yeah, but did it come with the game?
No, I just bought it separately.
Yeah.
The only bundles they had was with Lego Hobbit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't want that. Awful.
It's a really random game to package with a Nintendo console.
It's like they just try. It's like they had a bunch of extra stock and they just try to push it out.
Why not? Package it with a Nintendo game. Like give us, Super Mario World 3D, something like that.
And I asked the guy. I remember telling you about it. I asked the guy, "Can I swap out Lego Hobbit with something else? I don't care if I have to pay a little bit more."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, this is what Nintendo Australia tells us. We have to bundle it with." And I'm like,
"Yeah,
okay, I'll just buy something separate then."
That's a bit random.
Yeah. Oh well.
I don't know if that would convince someone to buy a console, packaging it with the Hobbit Lego game.
No, aren't bundles supposed to? Yeah, like you said, convince.
Yeah.
Like with
like,
these,
that's a good deal. I'd want that.
Like all these cool Xbox One bundles that come with 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
That are just so worth your money.
Yeah.
Nintendo never do that.
No.
Like I bought my Wii U with again another awful bundle just because I wanted a Wii U. I didn't want to wait any longer. I got it with
Nintendo Land,
of course, but it also came with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Something or other.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
I don't want that. I want Mario Kart 8. I want new Super Mario Brothers.
And there was a console that bundled with Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
And that's why the what's the user rate or something? No, the owner's rate.
Oh,
Whatever.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 is so high because lots of people bought a console for Mario Kart 8.
Yeah,
that's bundled with it. So.
That's the standard bundle.
Yeah.
Like every store should have that console. But at the time, EB Games didn't have that. They just had this dumb one with... No, wait. No. Shut up. My Wii U came with Mario Kart 8.
But you didn't. Oh yeah,
It came pre-installed.
Pre-installed. You didn't get the disc or anything.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was pre-installed, but you got those 2 extra things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted this though.
That's the same thing with when I first bought my Xbox One. It came with FIFA 14, but pre-installed.
How come? You bought that day one.
I know, but apparently there was 2 different versions of the day one consoles. Like I asked for, can I just pre-order the Xbox One? And they just pre-ordered something for me. They didn't sort of tell me the difference between 2. One package came with a pre-installed version of FIFA 14. The other one came with the actual copy of FIFA 14 with an Xbox controller that had engraved on it day one.
Yeah. Wasn't that more expensive though?
I think so, but they didn't give me an option.
Oh.
I would have got that for sure.
You sure they won't like run out of those? They couldn't do any more pre-orders for that?
Maybe, I'm not sure. But I was really looking forward to having that Xbox controller that said day one. And I think it had the date on there as well or something. So that would have been cool. But you can customize your own Xbox controller now, so I might just do it myself. Just put day one on there.
You got robbed of it, so
yeah.
You deserve it.
Anyway, I've been through 2 Xbox controllers that I've had to return because they've broken anyway. So
yeah,
that's been pretty bad. Bad experiences with those controllers.
Shouldn't have got it day one.
They're just really stupid, like things like one of the triggers stopped working, and then the joystick had this thing where it just went up automatically. Like not the joystick itself, but the thing in the game. Like if you're, in Assassin's Creed, he'd just start walking very slowly just by himself.
Yeah, I had that with God, I feel like
it's just the calibration is just off.
Yeah, I had that with one of my 360 controllers.
Yeah,
they kept doing that too.
The most annoying part is when I actually traded in my controller, I had the charger pack in there.
Oh yeah.
Because I got it day one and I got the charger pack as well and I put it in there. I had no idea that I had the charger pack in there, because it was just lost on me. Like I just thought that was the thing that came with the Xbox because it'd been so long. But yeah, just gave it to them and they didn't even check. They just took it and see you later. Oh. So I had to buy a new one.
Do people buy secondhand pre-owned controllers?
I don't know.
That's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
Well, they weren't sort of going to sell mine or fix them or anything. They just send it back to the shop or something.
Sure,
so.
But if people are trading in whole consoles with
yeah.
Ew, I don't want.
It's disgusting.
I don't mind like games or consoles because I hardly. But
when you game, you sweat.
Yeah,
and that gets ingrained into those little slits on the side of the controller.
People like snacking and licking their fingers.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, controllers are probably the most germ-ridden things.
Same with like keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, that as well.
Gross.
Definitely.
First thing I did when I started my job, I secretly
spray and wipe.
Yep. Spray. Like they have it around the office, like spray.
Are you like I forgot what character did it, but every time before he sat down, he sprays the chair and wipes it down or something.
Not Dwight.
No, I was thinking of Dwight, but I don't think it's him. There's a character on a TV show who, every time he sits down before he sprays a chair, he just keeps it on him. Yeah.
No, I'm not that bad, but I just knew someone previously sat on my desk, so had to get rid of that.
I want to talk a little bit about Pokemon Go and how fucking crazy it's gotten.
No, you go.
Okay, well, we spoke last week about how actually annoyed we were about the craze that this Pokemon Go is, right? Everyone's doing it, right? I don't think I told you this, but I haven't told you. I came home from work on Monday or Tuesday, and our brother Mitchell, who we spoke about last week, the dickhead, he who's always paid us about liking Pokemon and playing Pokemon or whatever. Right now, he's really into Pokemon Go, right? I came home from work and he was literally walking up and down the street trying to catch Pokemon. Like it was just very odd. And then, just like the things that you're seeing on the news all the time. Like I had this thing a while ago, like I was thinking, watching the news, and I'm like, I hate watching the news because they just talk about shit, you know? I can't watch it. Like it just annoys me. They just talk about complete shit that's unimportant, right? And I was thinking, there's so much gaming news and everything, even E3 when that's on. The, mainstream news, they never speak about it at all. Like, I was sort of thinking, like, oh, why does no one, like, talk about Pokemon or something like that? And now it's all you see on the news because of Pokemon Go, you know? They had a current affair story on it. You were seeing ads for that. And all it is though is just like people warning you about playing it though. It's not anything to celebrate the game or anything. It's just like, oh, don't let your children play this game. But I wrote down a bunch of headlines that I thought were pretty funny from Pokemon Go. Have you seen some of these headlines?
Maybe. So,
Okay,
yeah.
well, I've got about 6 here. These are just headlines from Pokemon Go, okay? The first one I found, man finds dead body while playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I haven't read any of these stories. I just saw these headlines. They're just stupid. You're scrolling down any news website or anything, you just see these. Captivated by Pokemon Go, 2 men fall down a 90-foot ocean cliff.
Oh my god.
15-year-old hit by car after playing Pokemon Go.
Oh my god.
Pokemon Go player says he was stabbed but continued playing and stopped to pick up beer. And this is the last one I had. Car crash attributed in part to Pokemon Go. So all these
Went to
things
get
about
beer.
Pokemon Go, but they're just like, this people just stupid.
Yeah, I still enjoy continue playing the game. I enjoy the game,
Yeah.
but I am so sick of people talking about it to the point where there's this proxy thing you can install into Google Chrome that any mention of Pokemon Go, it doesn't show up on your Facebook feed or something.
Wow, really?
So I installed that.
You
on
need
my-
to do that for Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's a good idea actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that on my work computer.
Yeah.
So I don't have to see one more thing about Pokemon Go. I'm so exactly like those headlines.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
It's just all that everybody is talking about. Like, it's good news for Nintendo because apparently, their market or whatever has just gone right up.
Their shares. Or
Their
whatever.
shares have gone right up, and that hasn't, like, no one's sort of seen that kind of thing since the 80s when they first released their console. So, but it's good news for them and everything. But my God, some stupid people out there like doing these things. Like, if you're gonna cross a road, like, watch where you're going, for
Yeah.
fuck's sake. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like the people who get the most enjoyment out of this game aren't quote unquote hardcore
Yeah,
Pokemon fans
yeah.
like us who play the main series games.
Yeah.
It's like our brother who used to play it as a kid or has that nostalgia factor as a kid, no longer plays it and hates people who play it and
Yeah.
laughs at them. They're the ones who are getting the most enjoyment out of it because it's this novelty thing and it's the first 150 Pokemon and
Obviously, there's going to be updates to this or DLC or something to add new Pokemon to this. Do you see it being just straight up updates or Pokemon Go 2?
No, I think they'll just update it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everything's already there that you need. They can just straight up update it. Hey?
Yep.
They can keep updating this for years.
Mhm.
Pretty much, yeah. Because you don't need a new console to play this. It's just on your phone.
Yeah, and like some of the other headlines I've seen where people are getting in trouble walking into the wrong places that are actually Pokestops,
Yeah.
like police stations and stuff that are Pokestops and
Yeah.
and like war memorials in America are posting on Twitter like this is not how you respect the dead and stuff.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I do enjoy how much it's taking over the world and
Yeah.
stuff, but people need to stop talking about it. I can't wait. So this time next week I'll be at a camping music festival.
Yeah.
I can't wait until I see people playing it here.
Yeah,
So I can just
yeah.
knock their phone out of their hands and
Yeah.
push their face in the mud. Oh,
You won't really do that.
no.
Did you hear they partnered with McDonald's as well?
I didn't hear that.
So
Isn't it funny how it's Pokemon Go partners with McDonald's, not Pokemon?
yeah, true. So what is McDonald's now for Pokemon Go players? Like, they go into McDonald's and what is that, like a Pokemon Center thing, or
Yeah, I don't know. I just read the headline again.
yeah,
I'm guessing it
some
has
interesting things.
The game is.
I'm glad it's in the news and people talk about Pokemon now. It's remembered from people who haven't probably thought about Pokemon since they were young, but it's for the wrong reasons.
Mhm.
I mean, all it is in the news is this big thing where, don't let your children play it, or a mother is speaking about how dangerous it is for young kids and all that. How fucking stupid. It's ridiculous, man.
It should just be celebrated because more often than not, I find myself actually it motivating me to get out and
know,
walk
like
around.
a news story, like, you know, what annoyed me was, you know, you hear a news story about, oh, a puppy turns 15 years old. How great for this puppy or whatever, you know. Oh, no, not a puppy. Like a dog turns 15 years old. They're celebrating this dog's birthday. Why not, you know, celebrate Pokemon? Like, can't they just give a 1-minute news story on Pokemon for reaching its 1,000th episode or something?
You think they'll maybe start doing... Maybe Pokemon Go was the thing that mainstream news media needed? Maybe... So now that Pokemon Go is a phenomenon,
Yeah.
maybe when the Sun and Moon come out, maybe they'll mention it.
Maybe. I highly doubt it, though.
So people at work were talking about this. I want to give a shout out to my co-workers who I hate so much. So people at work were talking...
And they're not going to listen to this?
Nope. If they do, what's up?
Say a name. Just say a name.
No. People at work were talking about Pokemon and Pokemon Go and just in general, which is cool. Like, it's cool that people at work are interested in other things I'm interested in, but I hate their guts. So, and they were saying they're all older than I am.
Yeah.
These people are in their 30s, so they still grew up with Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And they were commenting at like how it's if not bigger than ever. Pokemon is still such a huge impact on just life in general.
Mm.
I don't think Pokemon has that was an interesting point actually. I don't think anything else on the world can retain what Pokemon has done, you know? I don't know, it was just interesting.
Yeah, you know, if they release Digimon Go or Naruto Go, something like that, you know, nothing could take over the world as Pokemon Go has done.
Yeah, and another thing I read was that the company who partnered with Pokemon Company to make this game, Niantic, also have another game very similar to Pokemon Go. I forget the name of it now, but it's been around for years. It's plays the exact same way as Pokemon Go.
Well, I've never heard of it.
No, I hadn't either until I read about this.
Yeah.
But the only reason people are interested in this game is because it's got Pokemon attached to it.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
But then, is that what Pokemon is now? Like, if Pokemon is something just some mediocre product that comes along, and then if Pokemon it gets attached to it in the slightest bit, it just blows up. Yeah. Is that a good thing, or you know?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But they're also careful about it, you know. Like they don't just give Pokemon trademark out to everything and everything. Like for example, even in I think it was Super Mario Maker, when you tap on Pokemon Amiibo, they don't do what the other Amiibo do. You know, you get that skin or something, or it makes sounds like that character. The Pokemon don't even do that because Pokemon Company wouldn't give out their trademarks or give out their resources for that or something. So I find that's so.
What do you think this does for sales for Pokemon Sun and Moon, or even a 3DS? You know, will this get people maybe back into Pokemon? Maybe bringing all these people back into this nostalgic feeling of Pokemon. They think, you know, they haven't probably played Pokemon since Red, Blue, Silver. I mean, not Silver. Red, Blue, and was it Yellow?
Yellow.
Maybe they think, man, I want to see what the new Pokemon is like. Like, there's a new Pokemon game coming out.
Yeah.
They get a 3DS, they get the new Pokemon game. Do you think this inflicts anything like...
That's a big investment. That's like a $300 thing to get.
Well, maybe, you know, this Pokemon Go has been enough to get them back into Pokemon. Yeah. I mean, nostalgia is a powerful thing.
Yeah. No, you're right. I could see it happening because there are bundles coming out with Pokemon with new 3DSs.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't, you know, I'd say it would make an impact.
And like you were saying before, Pokemon Go could be enough to have this Pokemon Sun and Moon advertised in mainstream media, you know?
And it's kind of reflecting on the way they're feeding us new information about the new Pokemon, like we're going to talk about very soon.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a new Pokemon game being drip fed to us in this kind of way.
Yeah.
It's all been very scarce and very, very mysterious leading up to the game. But
they've been very open.
Every maybe 2 to 3 weeks we're getting something new.
Yeah.
So maybe they're being very clever about it without us kind of knowing.
It's exciting. I mean, wouldn't you love Pokemon Sun and Moon to blow up like Pokemon Go has done? Like, that would be the dream, hey?
I don't know. I think I'm going to be a little bit of a douchey hipster about it and say I kind of like the way Pokemon is now. As in, like, I like the Pokemon audience as it is now.
Yeah, like, you still want to sort of walk down the street, if you're playing your 3DS down the street, and actually have that feeling of nobody, like, sort of, you know...
Yeah. I love coming across that one other person that very rarely I see else playing Pokemon.
Like, we've always dreamt of, you know, sort of this similar way to Japan, like everybody walking down their street playing a 3DS. But do you actually want that?
I don't know, actually. Yeah.
Everybody, you know, every Tom, Dick and Harry playing their 3DS, playing Pokemon. If you're a gamer, like, you know, there's lots of gamers out there who don't have a 3DS, who are, you know, I'd love, you know, that's that kind of audience. But people like our brother... You don't want those kind of people.
No.
No.
Because, in the exact same case, we hate seeing everyone playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't a 3DS, but...
It'll be all over Facebook, all over everything, you know. Probably a bit too much.
It would just be interesting to see. Yeah. Well, let's stay to Pokemon, I guess.
Let's stay. I'm just going to take a little break because I'm about to piss my pants.
Oh.
So...
We're an hour in, Scott.
We are almost an hour in. We actually haven't started, you know, any segments of our show yet. So, well, you know, you are going to be away next week, so
yeah, this
is probably an oversized episode.
Cool,
for a good reason. I'll be right back. Or maybe I won't even pause. You want to just, you know, fill in some time?
No, no one wants to listen to me for that long.
I would.
Would you?
Yeah.
No.
I'll be back. And I return. My bladder is empty. Just before we continue our conversation on Pokemon, I can't believe that you have never heard of a Surface Pro.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm just so oblivious to what Windows things do now these days. I'm so Apple mind. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really liking what I see. It's not even on.
No, it's not on yet.
It's sitting at the desk, and I just like the shape of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's sort of Microsoft's version of an iPad.
But it actually works like a... Oh, okay. I just turned it on a little bit.
No, I don't know how to stop that. I don't know. It just comes up.
But it actually, like... It's like you're just looking at a computer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they all have this keyboard attached to it. I think it just came with it.
Because you can hook this up to your Xbox and stuff, can't you? And play Xbox games on the go.
Can I?
Isn't that the whole idea of...
I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. I was just given it to me. It was given to me for my job, and I've got to sort of fiddle around with it to see what the go is.
Isn't that the whole idea of like Xbox Live? It links PCs. And
well,
Xbox
I know on my Windows computer, my laptop, it's got the whole Xbox logo thing on there. You can check all your, you know, store and everything. And
I wouldn't be surprised if you can play maybe Halo on this or something. Check it out.
Maybe, yeah. I will.
Cool.
So yeah, a new Pokemon trailer came out for Sun and Moon. You haven't seen it.
No.
I have. I've seen it a couple of times. But we're just going to pause right now, and we're going to watch it.
Oh, really? Oh, no, you've seen it a few times. We just talked about it.
No.
I don't mind.
No, we're going to watch it together, okay? Because I want you to, you know, hone in here.
How long? Is it very long?
It's a couple minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Japanese?
Yes, it's a Japanese trailer.
Japanese?
It's the best kind of trailer.
Okay.
Pokemon!
Oh, my God.
Sorry if I just destroyed your
Look at that
ears.
wavelength.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be back. Alright, so we just saw the trailer. What are your thoughts?
I'm so excited for this game, hey.
That was a good trailer.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was like the kids were wearing GoPros or something to sort of do that live action thing.
So this is the thought I had, and I wouldn't have thought of this unless we had the conversation we just had about Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I think they're being very clever about tying in Pokemon Go
Yeah.
and this new Pokemon.
Yeah, I was just thinking that when I saw the trailer, how it's all sort of outside. They're all playing outside, riding their bikes.
First person.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, it's true. First person thing.
Yeah, like the thing where he saw like a bug on a tree or something,
Yeah.
like a real life stag beetle or
Yeah.
something, and that translates to something in a Pokemon in the game.
Mm.
I think they're blending the worlds
Yeah,
here.
they're really sort of advertising it as an adventure game, and you don't just sit in your room and play this. So this is for families who maybe sort of have that mindset of games. You're just going to sit in your room and play this. This advertisement really shows that this is a very social game. You're always like sort of playing with people, and you're always on the go. You know, because it is a 3DS. That's what the handheld does. You're allowed to go anywhere you want and play this. So I think it's a really good advertisement that sells this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really, really good. I just find it weird how they do Japanese only trailers.
I know, but the trailers we get are just straight up gameplay.
Yeah,
We won't get a sort of a real life.
I prefer these ones.
Yeah, these are good.
Yeah,
Again, you know, they're showing, you know, this is something that they've only recently done, showing this real life sort of thing. We first saw it with Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. I think the E3 trailer was a real life. It started off just as a kid in a cave or whatever, and then it turned into just straight up gameplay. But yeah, they're really sort of hitting this hard now.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I am so excited for this game. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about like the drip feed of information we're getting about this. It's not in your face. Here are new Pokemon. I'm sure they dropped new Pokemon in that trailer. Just
Yeah,
like
there was
half
there was
a
a
second.
few. Yeah, yeah.
And
You'd have to pause it to really see what they are. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure when I come across them in the game, I probably wouldn't even remember by the time I get the game.
Yeah.
That I've made a connection that they're new Pokemon, which is pretty cool. But we're still plenty of months out from November. Are they going to give us a trailer like this every month or something?
Well, that's what they've been doing so far. It's been full on information.
Yeah.
I don't see another them giving us much more information for quite a few months, like 2 or 3 months away.
Yeah. Or are they just riding on the success of Pokemon Go?
True. Yeah. I think that's a big thing as well. Anything to do with Pokemon, people are into now. If they see a Pokemon headline, like there's so many Pokemon Go headlines, people are probably going to click on that. So it's a good time to sort of advertise anything to do with Sun and Moon, saying this is the new proper mainline Pokemon game. Like we were saying before, it can get people back into it.
Yep. So out of the new Pokemon that have been revealed, other than the starters, are you liking them?
Yeah, I actually am.
Same.
You know, when we saw Pokemon revealed for Black and White and X and Y, there are a lot of stupid ones out there. But every single one I've seen in this one, they're actually, you know, decent looking Pokemon.
Yeah, and I've heard both sides of the story. I'm like you, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I haven't seen a single one that I dislike.
Yeah.
But I've also heard the other side of the story where people are either saying that they're just run out of creativity, or that they're just riding on the nostalgia factor of the first game. They're trying to revitalize. They're just trying to like rework the first 150 Pokemon again.
Why are people saying that? This is a new game. It's a new series. This is what they do every time. What's this, Generation 7 now? It is Generation 7, yeah. This is the 7th time they've started again and rebooted the game, pretty much. So I don't know why people are still saying that. They've been rebooting the game since 1999 or whatever.
Yeah, and of course there are going to be some similarities between the Pokemon you see now and first or second generation. I mean, are they almost past the 1,000 mark?
No, they're
in the 800s.
They're close to. I think it's 800.
Yeah, of course there are going to be like some similarities. How can you yourself come up with 800 different freaking creatures?
We don't know how many new ones there are going to be. It could be very close to 1,000 now.
I would hope they hit the 1,000.
X and Y was only about 60 something Pokemon. It was very little.
Yeah.
Hopefully this brings maybe a good 100.
Yep.
So,
separate topic. I watched a video of a Rooster Teeth video where they did two people did a quiz of how fast they can name the first 150 Pokemon.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you could do that?
No, I can start off pretty well, but
yeah, that's what they did. They maybe nailed the first half just non-stop.
Yeah.
And then that's where they really like, oh yeah.
Wait, are you just saying like straight up name them in order, like Bulbasaur?
No,
Ivysaur?
you can do it any order.
Oh, but are you seeing pictures of them?
No.
No, you just got to name the 150 Pokemon. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I could probably name a good 60. I reckon.
Yeah,
Straight
I
up.
would just do it from memory.
Yeah.
And then I would picture the game in my head
Yeah.
and go route to route of what I see.
True. Yeah.
Or-
I'd have to picture the anime more.
Yeah, that's funny how we see it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I'd go like Pokemon Stadium,
yeah. Yeah.
something like that. But yeah, I don't know, man.
We should do that one time to end an episode. Just see who can get more. You know.
Ooh, God.
Or like a pre-recorded thing, like we play yours, of just seeing how many you can name. And
Yeah.
I'll play mine, and we'll just tally it up.
That'd be interesting.
That would be. We'll probably need a third person. You know, we'll bring a third person into the podcast. I'll leave, you do yours, and then I'll come back and see if I can beat yours.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
That'd be a good idea. It's another idea we got to write down, Jack.
You got a book right there, Scott, and a
I know.
pen.
I know, but I can't write and talk at the same time. You know.
I can't do that either. I can't multitask.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to talk about a little story for my job.
Okay.
Just
Alright.
quickly. So, we're all at work. We're all, everyone's writing. That's my job. I'm basically a copywriter. So you're allowed to do your own kind of thing. You're allowed to wear headphones or whatever helps you make write better. So everyone kind of wears their headphones and whatever and chats and stuff. And there's this one guy who sits in our little area who's kind of one of the top sort of people managing little people. He plugs his headphones into the computer, but turns it up pretty much full blast where you can hear it, where you don't need to put the headphones on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awfully annoying. It gets worse.
Wait,
though.
how close is he to you?
2 meters.
Okay. Couple cubicles down.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 or 3 meters. So he gets up YouTube. He puts on a 6-hour long. You know how they do 6 hours of Star Wars or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets a 6-hour long Calvin Harris's Summer.
Oh no.
All day, Scott. All day, I have to hear Calvin Harris.
Oh no.
And I don't understand why. He's got the headphones right there.
6 hours of Calvin Harris. Like, is that a joke? Like, come on.
I can't believe it. So there are parts in the day where, I've got my headphones on and, bro, like I said, like, sometimes I can't multitask. I have to turn the music off so I can fully concentrate what I'm writing on. But if I turn my headphones off, I've got that stuff happening in the background. So I don't know what to do. And everyone else can hear it. Everyone's like, well, where's that music coming from? And
That's ridiculous, eh?
that song is like drilled into my head now. It's I've never known hell like this before. So anyway,
Yeah, that's ridiculous, eh? Shall we move on?
was that the end of your topics?
Let me see.
Before we move on to
No, there was one more.
Okay.
But do you want to say anything else about Pokemon Sun and Moon?
Nah, I think that's it. I'm just really excited for it.
Yeah, me too.
But
Is it a game that you're going to get?
day one?
Yeah, day one.
If they do, yes. If they do a midnight launch, I am there.
Have you seen the collector's edition? What they're selling for that at EB?
No.
They've got the game, and it comes in a steelbook case, a 3DS in a steelbook case.
Oh.
So it looks pretty cool. And also they've got, I think, a poster, and it's funny because they've announced this collector's edition, but on the site it's got a poster that just says Pokemon and it says art yet to be chosen or whatever. And they've got something else as well, which is
Like a figurine or something.
they've got like this little box where you open it up and it's like this little emblem for either a sun emblem or a moon emblem or whatever.
Okay.
And they've got something else that's yet to be chosen as well. So yeah, it actually looks pretty cool depending on what the poster actually is. I'm just gonna actually get it up right now so you can see. So I just thought it's a bit preemptive to announce something like that if they haven't actually chosen a poster art.
Yeah, they're getting
know?
it a bit early. I don't know. Depending on the price point, I might pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they've got a price on there either, but
It would stretch it. Oh, it's right there on the front page. It would probably stretch the $100 mark.
see, as you can see, there's a poster without any art.
It just says Pokemon on it. Click it.
So,
Go back. But
and you can see that little box there with the emblem as well.
oh yeah, so it's about $70. It's just $10 more than the. Sorry, 20.
So $70, yeah. So
no, 10.
no, it's only
10,
only
sorry.
$10 more. Pokemon Sun Collector's Edition includes one steelbook, poster art, and size to be announced. Yeah, so the size of the poster and the art is to be announced.
So hang on, Steelbook.
Yeah.
Does the actual 3DS copy fit in the Steelbook? Because I want the 3DS. I want the...
You'll get the actual 3DS copy, but I'm pretty sure that will not fit inside the steelbook. I'm pretty sure you just get the game out of there and put it inside the steelbook. But I'm pretty sure you still get that. That's the same thing that happened with the Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I got the steelbook and the case, but yeah, you can't fit the case inside the steelbook.
What's the point then?
I don't know. Well, they've got a picture of inside the steelbook, which actually looks pretty cool. It's a map of Aloha. Is that what it's called? Aloha?
Alola.
Alola. Yeah. And this little exclusive pin. So it's a pin, the sun pin that you could, pin on your shirt or something. That's actually looks pretty cool. The moon one looks better though.
It does. But I'm still going to get Sun.
Yeah, I'm going to get Sun as well.
That's cool. Yeah. I don't doubt they'll do a midnight launch for this.
Really?
It's Pokemon.
They've never done a midnight launch for Pokemon.
Yeah, but the last game was like Ruby and Sapphire. No one really cares about them.
They didn't do it for X and Y. That was the first 3DS game.
Did they? Didn't they? Do you remember?
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention back then.
I don't know. This is a big deal though.
It is a big deal. So,
either way, I'll be there like first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's good because Nintendo you don't have to like install a game, so you can literally go home and play it.
Exactly. Not like
walk there at midnight, walk home and play it.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Would
Just don't get stabbed.
Yeah. Would you walk with me? Yeah. I don't want to find a dead body.
Wait, so this is November. It'll be summer, so it won't be cold at least. Not summer, but just coming into summer.
That's still a long way away. Yeah. So, before we wrap up, kind of moving on the rest of the show, there's a game I want to talk about fairly quickly because it's a very, unless you haven't played it, it's very...
I probably haven't. I haven't played much these days. But...
Right. But it's a game called Inside. It's Xbox One exclusive.
Yeah.
Have you heard much about this?
No, only what I've seen at E3. I've seen a bit of gameplay as well, apart from E3.
So this game is made by the same people who made that game Limbo. Very good game, also. It was free on Xbox One during E3, and I picked. Got it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
played it as well. Very excellent game. So it's just in that similar vein. So it's kind of 2.5D kind of game. Sides.
Yeah.
Like it uses the background a little bit as well, and you just run right, left to right, and it's a very silent game. There is no dialogue.
Music?
No.
Really?
So it's very eerie, very mysterious, very...
But what sounds do you hear? Is there sort of grunting, people speaking at all?
Maybe shouts and yells, just environmental noises.
Does the player is a kid that you play with, isn't it? Does he make any noise, when he's sort of running or jumping or anything?
No, really. Even when he gets like shot or something, no noise.
Any environmental sounds?
Yeah, environmental, like
trees and all that.
Yeah, birds.
That's weird. So it's really a game that you need sort of headphones on or something to actually enjoy it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So this game probably lasts about... I think I got it done maybe 3.5 hours.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good size for a game.
Unfortunately for Australia, I think it's $26. I think it pushes that price point a little bit.
Yeah, that's a bit up there.
But for this game, I think it's definitely worth it because the experience I got from the game was... probably one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had. And I unfortunately, I can't really talk about it because anything I say will just ruin other people's experience of the game. Because all
you can say is, go out and get it.
Yeah, well, just go out and buy it because anything I say from beginning to the end of the game will just ruin your experience.
Really? Wow, yeah.
Because I got my hands on this game with fresh eyes. Or I'd seen a couple of trailers or whatever. But... knowing nothing about the story or whatever about the game and going in fresh is the best thing you can do with this game. So
obviously the time it took to finish the game is not really worth the money, but was the experience worth it?
Yep.
Okay, so you don't regret paying $26 for that 3-hour experience?
No. And it's funny, like...
Well, I guess people buy movies for $26,
That's
some
true.
2-hour movies or something.
It's funny how people say games need to be hundreds of hours along to get your price point. No.
Well, I mean, you don't buy a movie for $100, but, you do get lots more hours out of it.
For sure. And little games like this, you can't get a movie. This this wouldn't translate in a movie.
Yeah.
You can only get this experience in a game.
Yeah.
I played this in one sitting, and now I want to go back, play it for a second round because there's a.
Is it a difficult game?
So this game is based on puzzles. You move kind of room to room during using
Just solving puzzles.
puzzles.
Yeah. Is it puzzles sort of to get out of the area kind of thing? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all like I think we're talking kind of like what we were talking about last week with the boss battles. You need to use your environment.
Yeah.
You don't have anything on you.
Yeah.
You don't have any equipment or tools. You need to use what's in the environment to help you move through the area. The puzzles aren't too difficult.
Did you have to look up on Google
No.
how to do it?
I came very close, but I promised myself I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I broke that promise during like Portal 2 because that game is frustratingly hard.
Yeah.
This game was struck a good balance where I came to a point of frustration, but I just knew that to finish that puzzle, the thing was right in front of my face.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah. All I had to do was just search the area, comb the area. I would find what I need. And Portal's like that too, but you just have to think outside the box with Portal. I'm not good at that.
So, how long did you say you played it for?
It took 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours. Now that you know all the secrets in the game, how long do you think it'll take you for a second run through?
Probably 2.5.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe 2. But the reason I want to play it again, there's a secret ending, and the achievements are really easy to get. So I want 100% achievements in the game. So yeah, I would love to talk about. I'd love to do a spoiler cast or something on the game because
I'd have to play it though.
Yes.
Before.
Yeah, because no, I don't want to say anymore.
Yeah.
That's it. Go out and buy the game.
Our last topic before we actually move on with the show, Jake.
What's a big one?
Is the NES Classic Edition. This is an awesome thing. It's the re-release of the original NES. It fits in the palm of your hand, an adult's hand, because what kid is going to buy it? It's mainly just for an adult audience.
That's true, yeah.
Everything about this is perfect. The timing of the release of this, sort of the end of Wii U, the beginning of NX, it gets this nostalgia thing. People get back into Nintendo. People who haven't played Nintendo in a long time, it gets them back into it maybe. Yeah. Reaching that same audience like Pokemon Go has just done. Bundled with 30 games. That 30 seems like the magic number, just like Rare Replay did. Have you seen the list of games?
I had to comb through it, but yeah.
I mean, we don't really know much about the NES era. We weren't around then, but all the games seem like, the pretty epic games from that era.
Yeah.
This just gets me really excited because, I mean, obviously it's not something that we're going to be overly excited about because we weren't from that time, but it gets me excited because this could lead into other things such as like a classic Game Boy Color, or even, God willing, a classic Nintendo 64 mini version.
Right.
But my argument with that, well, before we continue, what do you think about all this? Are you going to get one?
No. Only because we never owned an NES.
Yeah. There's got no sort of nostalgia there.
No.
Us, yeah.
So,
and you can get most of these games on the 3DS, can't you?
Virtual console, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, someone if you add up all the money, it's cheaper to get it this way.
Yeah.
But going back to an older game, which I don't have that nostalgia tie-in with, is so difficult, I think. I never played the original Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
I could never play it now.
The only way I could play it is if I'm watching maybe a walkthrough, because I hear it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
And it'd be frustrating because it is so old.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't really enjoy the challenge of it.
Yes, that's why I'm going to avoid this.
Yeah.
It's a awesome idea, but the problem I have with it is what you said is that this is a way for people to get back into Nintendo. I think this is the wrong way of people getting back into Nintendo. Because everyone complains that Nintendo is just cashing in on its nostalgia. And this is a big cash in on nostalgia. I want people to get into Nintendo like with Pokemon Go. Or the new Zelda.
Wait, you want people to get back into Nintendo like Pokemon Go? Pokemon Go is sort of like a nostalgia cash in because it's just the original 150.
Yeah, but it's a brand new idea though. it's
suppose.
it's an innovative idea. This is an old thing made smaller. I like the idea, and it was a really good surprise. But I don't know.
This is my same argument with Pokemon Go, though. Like, the people coming back to Pokemon who haven't played it in years, maybe it's a selling point for them to get the Sun and Moon. What if this is a selling point for people to get back into Nintendo? They'll get the new NX because of this.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, that could be a thing, one of the things that they're thinking of.
And do you think this is a thing that to fill the gap between the NX? Like, they originally wanted the NX to be out before the end of the year, right? You think they just chucked this in as like a something, just so there is something from Nintendo
Well,
this
when
Christmas?
does this come out?
November?
Okay,
Definitely before Christmas. Because otherwise, this is the only thing Nintendo has for Christmas.
Yeah. There's nothing coming for Wii U.
No, absolutely not. So, I don't know.
It's pretty good. I mean, this, like I was saying before, this leads into what if there could be a classic N64. You know, that's something that, I mean, if that was announced, what would your reaction be then?
I would flip out.
Yeah. I would be like, I would dedicate the next 5 episodes to that. Like, that's how big it would be for me. Because that's what we grew up with. There'd be people who would be flipping out right now because this is what they grew up with. What does this do for people who collect these old NES things and those games? Does this sort of lower those prices now because those games won't be rare anymore? You can just go to the shops and pick this up for $100.
No, but the games are all pre-installed on it.
Yeah, exactly. But you still have an NES now to purchase with those games.
Yeah, sure, but the collectors have the cartridges, have the boxes, they have. Yeah.
I think part of the expensive price is because it's very hard to get your hands on it to actually play the game as well. Now it's not going to be hard at all to play these games.
I think maybe 20 out of these 30 games already exist on Virtual Console.
Yeah, exactly. But
talking about the games, though, is there anything on there that you can think of that it didn't make the list that you wanted to, or I don't really know many.
Yeah,
NES
neither.
games.
That's why I mean, sort of, I wasn't going to talk about that kind of thing because we don't really know anymore.
No, the
ones that were on there was pretty much the only ones I know.
Yeah, the only things because I read a few things that people mentioned that was missing was Tetris,
and Pinball,
and also the original Mother. Well, Earthbound Beginnings.
Yeah, that's what I read as well. That would have been a really good inclusion.
Yeah, like
obviously that's a game that just came out. It was never released in Europe or America or anything, but to include that on there is just sort of a thing because it is like it's a virtual console game. It does have those same graphics. It would fit right in there as well. But yeah, we're asking for too much.
Absolutely. But it's an interesting thing, and like you said, like, is this going to lead to? Is this like does this tie into an anniversary at all of NES, or is this just a spare of the moment thing?
Yeah, spare of the moment. I mean, like they just released in Japan a Nintendo 3DS console that looks very, the NES console version. So I mean, they've always been releasing sort of things that look like this. I mean, our 3DS case that we've got is an actual NES controller thing. I really hope 5 years from now they start doing this kind of stuff for maybe Nintendo 64.
Yep, that'd be cool. I would like to see a Nintendo 64. I'd also like to see a Game Boy.
Yeah, Game Boy Color, because you can play all the original Game Boy games.
Game Boy Color, absolutely, it has to be color.
Yeah.
Wait, NES games they're in color, aren't they?
I do. Maybe, I'm not sure.
No, they
yeah, maybe they'd have to be. Yeah, they are.
It's just the original Game Boy wasn't color because it couldn't.
Yeah,
that was too much for it, right?
It was too much. Yeah.
Right, so
but I mean, they would release a Super Nintendo before they'd do a classic N64 edition.
So they would just go in chronological order.
I mean, that would make sense. They can't just skip over the Super Nintendo. That had some pretty good games as well.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
it's a very interesting thing, and I wonder if this is the way, with the new president of Nintendo, would Would this have ever happened with Satoru Iwata?
That's interesting. It could be his new thing that he's sort of going for.
Yeah. I wonder if this has been in the works. I wonder if this has been an idea that they've had for years and just waiting for the right moment.
I really hope this takes off. I really hope this is a huge seller. What if this outsells Wii U?
Oh, that'd be embarrassing.
That would be embarrassing, but that would be incredible news for us because that would mean they would definitely plan something for the N64.
Yeah.
Because you know how much people are after N64s right now. I mean, there's shops dedicated to those retro video game consoles, and those are expensive. They're very expensive. It's a well sought after console.
Yeah. In Australia, this mini NES thing is what, 100? 90?
It's 100, yeah.
100.
So.
Look, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I think I might just get it because it actually looks pretty neat.
Yeah. I don't think I mean, just with those rare replay games, those old games, I played them for 5 minutes each or something. Yeah. They weren't that great. But these have like the original Donkey Kong, Mario games and all that. I think I'd play a bit more time on them. I don't think I'd really get into them at all. But it's so small, it'll fit, it's easy to fit anywhere. I think I might just get it just to have in my room,
Yeah, and the cool thing about it too is if you want to play 2-player, it's got 2 controller ports. Yeah. It comes with it already. It already comes with it.
And you can buy a controller separately.
Yes.
Yep.
And also Classic Controllers and Classic Controller Pros also work with it.
Oh wow,
so
cool.
It's got the same adapter cord things. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's something that I may pick up.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
I do also want to support it as well.
For sure.
Just to get it, just to support the idea of this.
For sure. It'd be, I mean, it's very good timing. Christmas. I think it'll do really well.
Yeah.
I wonder how limited the stock will be. I wonder if they'll keep
That's
it.
another thing. Hey,
like,
that's what I was thinking of. Is this just like a limited edition thing? Like, will this? Do you anticipate this to sell out?
I don't know. Do things sell out anymore?
This is so up in the air. It could sell. It could, be a really bad seller, or this could just take off. Like this could be huge. Like, did you expect this at all?
No.
Nobody. This doesn't happen.
No,
this thing does not happen. No one's going to release a mini PS1. No one's going to release, like a mini Sega. This thing doesn't happen. It's so unusual, and it's a really cool idea, I think.
Yeah. This is the biggest surprise to wake up to, and
yeah,
I don't know. I like the box too. It's like really retro original box art and stuff.
Well, I actually saw someone compare it to the original NES box, and it looks very identical. So,
yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So I suppose we should start the show.
Perhaps.
This is actually where we usually finish the show. An hour and a half.
Oh my god, you're right. All right, let's go.
Let's get into your would you rather questions.
Oh, okay. Well, my phone has 7% battery.
Oh.
So let's hope that...
Do you want to, screenshot them and send it to me and then use my phone?
No, I think we'll last.
All right.
So, I think we already touched on 2 would you rathers already.
Okay.
So, one of them, would you rather play the good side during the game or the bad side?
Well, I know what you're talking about, but for people who've maybe just tuned in, Jake.
Who tunes in halfway?
I don't know, but that question didn't make sense. Would you rather play the good side of the game or the bad side? Definitely the good side of the game because, it'll be better.
Okay, to clarify, you have, say, a game like Red Dead Redemption or Star Wars The Old Republic.
Mass Effect.
You
can make good choices or bad choices.
Yes, and both lead in 2 very separate...
I've always started games to really, really try and do bad choices, but it's just impossible.
Yeah,
you always want to be the good Samaritan and do good things to help people out.
I think it's a very good reflection of your own moral.
Yeah,
it's like you said, it's difficult to be bad.
But in saying that, I mean, the game is sort of always built for you to be good as well.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you make bad choices, the missions you're doing is still for the good of what you're doing. Even if you're just a dickhead person, that's just your character. You're just doing mean shit, but the story is still following the same way. If you're in Star Wars, you're still being that hero who's doing that same thing. If you're in Red Dead Redemption, you're still just doing something for your family. You're still the same person. It's just your personality, if you're a dickhead or not, you know?
Yeah, but the overall game reflects that as well. I wonder how... I've never tried it in Red Dead.
I want alternate endings.
Yeah.
If
that happens in Mass Effect and stuff, doesn't it?
I don't think so. It's all the same.
It's gotta. What about games like Life is Strange or Tales from the Borderlands or something like that, where the whole game is, or Walking Dead or something, the whole game is based on choices, and if time after time you pick the bad choice, no, okay, let's say Fallout 4, time after time you pick the dickhead choice, I wonder how much that reflects the ending. Or
we've never finished it.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't think, because those campaigns are quite short anyway. You can finish the campaigns within 20 to 25 hours or something. It's not really the main point of the game. I think it's just really the choices you make just reflect your personality, not really the outcomes of the game at all.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, me personally, I'm the same as you. I struggle to choose the bad options.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just like Red Dead again. Taking the example, like there's a part in the game where towards the end you're like simple farmer ranch life.
Yeah,
it comes to a point where I think there's scavengers or something, and they come and shoot all your cattle.
Yeah,
you have the choice to either like run back to protect your son or something, and leave the scavengers to take the cattle, or you can go after them and chase them and shoot them down. So I don't know. I want to protect my boy.
Witcher 3, there's an example here. This really sort of poor peasant needs you to do a mission for him or a job or something, and he doesn't really have the money to pay you. You can either take all the money he has, so because he really wants it done, or you can just do it out of the good of your heart. I really can't take his money. Hey,
yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
It's so interesting. Hey, I don't think any other medium can make you can make you torn like that.
Yeah.
Other than the games. Moving on. Would you rather Halo continue another trilogy after Halo 7? Or, well, they're saying this trilogy might be a quadrilogy, maybe.
Wait, so Halo 4, 5, 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you... sorry, after 6?
Yeah, after 6, yeah.
Would you like it to continue another trilogy? Or would you just... Because Halo... They're never going to get rid of the Halo name.
No.
Would you just prefer them to do spin-offs and separate side stories and stuff?
I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on this because the only two Halos I like are Halo 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I don't even like Halo 3. I don't really consider that as a trilogy anyway, because doesn't Halo 4 just follow on and Halo 5 just follow on? I mean, I'm not really sure on the story.
They do, but they're...
Is it an actual trilogy, like the Star Wars thing, episode 1, 2, and 3, and then it separates 4, 5, and 6?
But even that connects.
Yeah.
But yeah, these games obviously run... They still connect.
Yeah.
But there's a definite gap between
break.
the... Yeah. There's a different break of time passing, and that the themes that happened in the first 3 are very different that happened in the last 3.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to see maybe Halo try different sort of styles of games. They've got, Halo is your first-person shooter, and they've got Halo Wars, which is a strategy game. Maybe that'd be cool to see. Maybe like something like Assassin's Creed Chronicles, a Master Chief side-scroller thing.
Maybe they've got that twin stick shooter. I forget what it's called. Spartan Assault or something.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know.
I really want to see a good Halo movie.
Have you seen the Halo movie?
No.
Forward Unto Dawn?
No.
So I watched it. I quite liked it because I like Halo.
Yeah.
But our father, when he first got Netflix and he was just scrolling through looking for something good, came across Halo.
Did he know what it was?
Nope. He just watched it because it had good reviews.
Yeah.
He just thought it was a movie. God, Dad.
Yeah.
He came of it like the most perplexed. Like, what the hell was this shit?
So you got to have background knowledge on Halo.
You absolutely do. Yep.
That's like when I first saw Serenity, the movie Serenity.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what that movie is?
It's like a thing to Firefly.
It's like, Firefly, the show got cancelled.
Yeah.
Serenity was the proper ending for Firefly.
Okay.
I saw Serenity, had no idea what Firefly was, and I was like, what the hell was that?
I'm sure.
No idea.
Yeah.
And a couple of years later, I still had no idea what Firefly was, and I thought I was a bit smarter because I saw Serenity when I was 14, and then I think I was about 17 when I wanted to try it again, see if it was all right. Like I want to see if I actually get it. And I watched it again. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, yeah.
And then last year I actually watched Firefly, and I realized that was Serenity was the ending.
Yeah.
So then I watched all of Firefly, then I rewatched Serenity for the third time, and I was like, okay, this is actually good. I actually get this. So,
Right, okay.
yeah.
So it was a good ending then?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Why do they... Everyone loves Firefly.
I know, it's got the biggest fan base ever.
Why didn't they get rid of it?
Because I don't think anyone watched it when it first came out.
Oh.
Like, it had no viewers. But obviously after.
Jeez, alright.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on. Okay. I feel like we've already talked about this, but would you rather NX have Amiibo support, or would you rather Amiibo just die with the Wii U?
No, NX needs Amiibo support. I feel like Amiibo sort of just crept its way in a couple of years ago towards the end of Wii U's life cycle. This can't die here. Amiibo is still huge, and it's going to be a huge part of NX.
Yeah, and I feel like I answered my own question with the because already the next Zelda game is confirmed to have Amiibo support.
Yeah.
And that has to work on the NX.
Well, I mean, Xbox One came out with Kinect. They thought that was going to be a huge thing. They try to integrate that everywhere, but again, now they're selling Xbox Ones without the Kinect.
Mm-hmm.
They're just completely giving that away.
Yeah.
But I don't see this happening to Amiibo. Amiibo is here to stay, definitely.
Yeah. Good choice. Okay. Would you rather have Fire Emblem or Animal Crossing as Nintendo's handheld staple? If one of those series had to migrate to home consoles, and one of them stay on handheld, which would you rather?
Fire Emblem or Animal Crossing?
Yeah, because both are very excellent on handheld consoles.
I would rather Fire Emblem to be on the console.
On the.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So no. Yeah, main console.
Okay.
So I would rather Animal Crossing stay on handheld. I would love to see Animal Crossing on the NX.
Yeah.
However, it's just so hard. Like, it's not accessible to play every day. You know, you can take your handheld anywhere. It's perfect on the 3DS. But I think Fire Emblem would be really good on NX.
Yeah, and
you boot up the graphics. Have proper HD graphics and everything. Have it look a bit like Final Fantasy, maybe. Yep. So I reckon that'll be quite cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's Final Fantasy has had games on Wii and GameCube, full Fire Emblem games, and they've gone really well. So it's just weird how it's turned into pretty much a handheld exclusive game now. Ow! I didn't expect that to happen. So yeah, I like you said, yeah, Animal Crossing on a console would be great, but yeah, that belongs on the handheld.
And like I've always said, I actually predict that the next Nintendo handheld will be a HD console.
Yeah,
it'll be like 3DS but HD.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
3DS games already look amazing.
Yeah, but give it this Wii U look, and you've got the greatest.
I've said this time and time again. Wii U still has some of the best graphics ever.
I mean, that's all that's holding sort of 3DS back, I reckon.
The graphics?
Well, not the graphics. The graphics are really good, but like, imagine it in HD.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what everyone was saying about Wii. Imagine those games in HD, and then you got Wii U, which no one loved. But
is PS Vita HD?
I don't think it's HD. I think it's
just a better hardware.
Yeah.
Oh well. Right. Would you rather Rockstar make a new IP or make a sequel to something like Red Dead or LA Noire or they have that game called they have that other game
Bully?
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Yes.
Yeah.
Or make a sequel to.
I'd love to see a sequel to Bully. Bully was something that I've never played, but I've heard a lot about, and I've seen some things of it, and it looks awesome. You can't get into it now, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's way too old for someone like us to get into. But yeah, I would love to see a sequel to Bully. That would probably excite me more than even a sequel to Red Dead, to be honest.
Wow.
Just because, I don't know, I really like that idea
Yeah.
of being in a school, And it's hard to see. It's hard to sort of decide whether you'd want to see a new IP or not, because you don't know what a new IP would look like or what would it be. So I'd always choose the sequel option just because you're going to get something good. Mm-hmm. So I think I'd just go with sequel to Bully.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think LA Noire needs a sequel at all. I think that was just a one-off, really cool thing. Really
it
cool
was. Idea. I would love LA Noire. To me, is still a really rough game, actually.
I would love to see a modern day LA Noire.
Yeah. No, well, actually, maybe not. I feel like the selling point to me was the time setting. Was it the 1940s or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. LA Noire was great, but it was like that world was so uninhabited. Like, do you remember? Like, the open world, there was nothing to do. Yeah.
It didn't encourage exploration.
No.
It was weird.
So, yeah. Which was weird to see from a Rockstar game where the open world was so full.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like I'm on the same page as you. A funny story about Bully, though. Back to my childhood.
You were bullied?
No. Actually, I don't think I ever was bullied. Were you bullied? I
can't remember, hey.
No, we're just too cool.
Well, yeah, must be. Maybe we were the bullies. Do you have actual memories of bullying someone?
Oh, actually, yeah. Just like, pack mentality kind of thing in high school.
Yeah, I do. Maybe pull a Billy Madison and call up the person you bullied and say, sorry about that. And then they'll rub you off your to kill list.
Yeah. Maybe. I wonder what that guy's up to now. Anyway. Hey, so yeah, Bully, I remember, God, I definitely was under 15 because this was an MA15 game. I picked up the game for original Xbox. So that's how, because it was an original Xbox game and it was a 360 game eventually. Is that correct?
What, Bully?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a crossover thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I picked it up for original Xbox. And I picked it up, I showed Mum. I was like, hey, can I buy this? Mum was like, no, absolutely not.
Wait, how old were you?
I definitely had to be under 15.
Yeah.
Because Mum wouldn't let me buy it. So, yeah, I was probably 13, 12 or something. Mum was like, no, absolutely not. Put it back. So, Mum was like, did her own thing, went over that way. I'm like, man, I've got my own money. I'm gonna pay for it. I went up, bought it, everything. They didn't check my ID, strangely. Bought it. Mum was like, okay, let's ready to go. Jake, what did you buy? I'm like, nothing. I was like, oh, come on, let's have a look. Oh, I told you not to buy this. Put it back. She made me right there and there, like, because, we hadn't left the store yet. We were just pretty much still at the counter. Mum was like, no, take it back right now. So I had to go back to the same person who served me and
return it. Oh, my God. That sucks. It could have been one of those games that we'd have nostalgia with, We could have played that as kids.
Absolutely. So
damn you, Mum.
So there you go.
Not happy about that. I had no idea about that story.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time when we went to the shops one day? Mum took us there or whatever. We were really young. I had, or maybe I was given money. I didn't know if I had my own money at that stage. But anyway, I had enough money to buy one game on the PS. No, it was on the original Xbox. And I picked out Time Splitters 2. And all you guys were like, what are you getting that game for? It looks shit. Because, obviously the cover is just some of these cartoon dudes or whatever. You had no idea what it was. It wasn't like Halo 2 or whatever, you were like, shit. And then it became a big thing.
Yeah.
We played it every weekend, like 4-player multiplayer and all that.
Yeah. I don't remember that part of the story. Where...
Oh, I think it was Mitchell.
Okay.
Really, he was just complaining how shit it looked and everything.
Yeah.
And then he got really into it.
Was...
He still talks about it today. He remembers it.
Yeah.
He remembers it as being a good game.
Awesome game.
Yeah.
The reason that Homefront Revolution game, the only reason I would buy that game is because you can play the first level Time Splitters in it.
Oh, yeah. But that's original Time Splitters?
No, Time Splitters 2. That's
really.
Siberia level.
Yeah, that's right. You said that. Yeah.
Absolutely, I'll just buy that for that.
Yeah.
So there's one more question.
Okay.
Well, yeah. No, we kind of talked about this last week, but would you rather games become entirely digital?
Okay, so I've actually been thinking about this the past week, really. I'm kind of regretting buying most of my Xbox One games digitally because I've got all my PS3 games like behind me right now on a shelf. And
Yep.
whenever I look up there and I'm like, man, those are some good games. Yeah, I'm really regretting not having that with my Xbox One. 10 years from now, I'm not going to be able to do that. Just look on my shelf and see all my, experiences up there.
Yep.
I've got some, but like, is this really like stupid of me actually considering going into a shop and buying all the ones that I already have?
Yep, that's dumb.
That is dumb, but like, I don't know. I do regret that. I think to answer your question, I don't want to see that. I love buying the physical copy, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with you. There's just something about the physical copy which is just so much better. Like the whole way through the podcast, I'm just staring at the back wall, which is filled with games. How cool is that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's disappointing to see instruction manuals non-exist anymore.
Yeah, that's true. PS3 have all my PS3 games have instruction manuals in them, but they're not here anymore. Hey.
Yeah, it's awful. Like, just playing through Red Dead Redemption again. It comes with the map.
Yeah.
And an instruction booklet.
Oh, that's right, maps. Yeah,
Love that.
Maps.
Love
Skyrim came with a map. I think the only way you're going to get that now is if you buy a collector's edition or something.
Yeah. Like, is it really that much more money to manufacture a booklet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's my questions.
Excellent.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Yes.
You wrote them last night, did you?
I did.
Did you sort of go to sleep and then think, fuck, need to write questions? Or
No.
did you plan to do it?
I planned it. Thanks for having faith in me.
All right, well, let's get into the topic of our show, Jake.
Okay.
So this topic derives from me sort of being very nostalgic, actually, over the past couple of weeks.
Well, this is what this podcast is about.
It's based on nostalgia, right? So episode 20, big milestones, and maybe let's get nostalgic right now. So last episode I told you that, we set up my new room and everything, and got all my games set up in here and everything. I've hooked up my PS3 to a TV, and lately I've really been wanting to get in deep to a PS3 game. One of my old PS3 games and everything. I've got all my good, all my copies up on the wall there, and it made me think. I've bought a lot of PS3 games in the past, which I've traded in, and I was thinking, should I have traded all those games in?
Yeah.
Because I counted them up. I'd have like probably 60 games or something if I hadn't traded them in. Right now I've got, I think, like 20 something, but that's a lot of games to trade in. And I was trying to think, were there any good ones that I'd probably want to play now? And I made a list of all the games that I traded in, and I'm going to go through those lists, that list right now, and we're going to talk whether should I regret trading that in.
Okay.
And you've made a list as well, haven't you?
Yes, but I feel like I absolutely missed some. So.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can just read out the ones that you actually miss, because yours would be how many games on your list?
Well, it's probably about 15 or something.
Oh, there's not many.
No, yeah, that's why I feel like I missed heaps.
Right. Okay,
I went through the Wikipedia list and everything,
Yeah.
and I feel like I wrote. Yeah, I don't remember.
I thought you meant you miss it, like you miss the game.
No.
But you just completely omitted
Oh,
them.
maybe I should. Maybe there's a way I can log into my EB Games account because they track everything that you.
Maybe. Don't you have on your achievements list all the games that you used to play or something?
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea too.
God damn it, Jake.
Idiot. Whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to open up my list here.
Oh, Word document. Official.
Oh wait, it's already open. First game on the list is Little Big Planet. I don't regret trading this at all, because I tried to get into this quite a lot, actually. I first got it when I first got my PS3, couldn't get into it. Picked it up maybe a year later, tried to get into it, really couldn't get into it, just didn't like the game at all. So, don't regret it. You've never played it though, have you?
I just played a little bit.
Yeah. Second game on my list is Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Sometimes I feel like maybe I could get into this game, but I got that game a couple of years ago. I got it really, really late. It was after Skyrim, and it's hard to go back to something like that. And so, do I regret it? No, probably not. I'd probably have the same thing again. I'd probably put it in there and play maybe half an hour of it, and probably couldn't play anymore.
Yeah.
So, third game on the list, Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, which we sort of just talked about recently. I don't regret trading this in, because I really couldn't get into it. You've played this?
Yeah, I played all these ones.
What did you think of Lego Star Wars?
I liked it. I remember playing because the first Lego Star Wars game to come out had episodes 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
it was the first ever Lego game.
Yeah,
and I played that on the original Xbox with our cousin co-op.
Mm.
Awesome.
I guess that's where I missed out. Okay, those Lego games are awesome co-op.
Yeah, yep. And then eventually I played, because the complete saga has, of course, episodes 1 to 6.
Yeah,
I played episodes 4, 5, 6 on my DS,
Mm.
and I love that game.
Mm.
Love that game.
Do you think after episodes 7, 8, and 9 come out, they'll release a complete saga 1 to 9, redo the 1 to 6 games, and
Oh no, that's too much effort.
maybe they'll definitely do a maybe 7 to 9. No, because they've already done 7. So,
Yeah, it's odd how they're doing it.
yeah.
Because are they going to do Lego Star Wars Rogue One?
Mm.
They're going to do that as well. I don't know.
Who knows?
Maybe they'll do. Maybe because these spin-off movies because mainline Star Wars are happening every second year. Maybe then Star Wars Episode 8 will come bundled with Rogue One. You know?
Yeah, maybe that's an idea.
Maybe. Moving on.
The next 2 games are Rainbow Six Vegas and Rainbow Six Vegas 2. The only reason I actually had Rainbow Six Vegas is because this is back in the day when I didn't drive or anything. I asked Mum to pick up a game for me. I asked for Vegas 2. She picked up Vegas 1.
Oh, really?
I was very disheartened.
That's funny.
I was like, what the hell, Mum? Are you serious?
What's wrong with number 1? Number 1 was great.
It was shit.
No, it was great.
You're remembering number 2?
No, I remember number 1. We had number 1 on 360.
Did we? Okay. Oh, that's right, we did, yeah. But I just remember seeing gameplay of Vegas 2 and I was like, that's really cool. I really want to play that.
Because Vegas 2 is way set more in Vegas. You actually start off in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas number 1, it takes forever to get to Vegas.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had to go to the shop eventually and get Vegas 2. So I had both of them. Traded them in because difficult games and, you know, they weren't the best looking games either.
And you suck at games.
I do suck at games. And also, I mean, I was playing them years ago and I didn't think they looked good at all. So imagine how they look now.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to look at how they look now.
Yeah. Awful.
Yeah. So do I regret trading them in? No.
They're fun to play, though. I wonder what the new one's like.
That's more online, isn't it?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 4. Should I regret this?
Yes, because this is my favourite Grand Theft Auto.
No. This game's too dark and it's too dingy.
Oh, it looks terrible. Yeah.
It does look terrible. When it first came out, I thought it looked terrible.
Yeah.
I was like, man, Grand Theft Auto games, they never look good.
Yeah.
Number 5 was the first one where I thought, wow, this is good. You know, this looks good. So Rockstar definitely stepped up there. But number 4, I didn't enjoy it.
What's the timeline there? Was it Red Dead then Grand Theft Auto 4? Or
No,
4?
Red Dead came out after.
Yeah, I wonder where... God, that was a huge leap in graphics.
Yeah,
improvement.
it was.
Maybe it was just because of the setting. Like,
Yeah, this New York dark, dingy setting.
Awful.
Yeah, it looked bad.
It was just... There was no colour.
Yeah,
It was just like grayscale.
Yeah.
But no, this is my favourite Grand Theft Auto. Fantastic game.
Yeah, you played a lot of it. You played it several times as well. Started again from the beginning. And
Had the DLC with it as well.
why though? Did you like the character? Like,
no, I mean the story wasn't great. It was just like all the Grand Theft Auto games I had played before this. I could never finish. I could never really play either. I'd play it and then they'll get kicked off the TV for playing it. I wasn't old enough. So this is the first game I was actually old enough to play, and I don't know. It was just like San Andreas was just so rough and so difficult. This one was actually really accessible, and the driving was fantastic. I don't know. It's a great game.
any games that I mentioned that you traded in as well, you should say. Do you still have this game?
I do.
Okay. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 10.
Yeah, I didn't know I had this.
Well, the only other PGA Tour game we played was 03, and my God, what a game. We played hours. We played that game for hours.
So good.
Especially, we spent nights. Do you remember this? We spent hours and hours on this one course, right? We played an 18-hole game where we tried to get a hole-in-one on every single shot. And it took hours because every time we missed it, we'd mulligan. So redo the shot, but move it tinsy-wincy bit over to the right.
I do remember that.
And then try it again, then retry. We played an entire 18-hole course and got a hole-in-one every shot.
Did we get it eventually?
I'm pretty sure we did, yeah.
Wow.
We spent hours on that.
Good on us.
Day and night. Yeah, we were pretty into that game. We hadn't played a PGA Tour game since...
7-year gap.
There was a 7-year gap until I got PGA Tour 10. I put this on. This is another game that I couldn't drive, so I called Dad. He was about to finish work. I'm like, you reckon you can go to the shop and pick me up a game? He really didn't want to do it, but I played the whole sad guy on it, and he did it for me, and he brought it home.
You're an awful son. You are
not really. I put it on and turned it off during the tutorial.
Oh wow, really? How come?
Just couldn't get back into it. Hey, it was just terrible.
It's funny how the games you got our parents to pick up are the ones that you find the worst.
Yeah, well, Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga was the first game that my girlfriend Kiri actually bought me, and traded that in. She was quite disappointed in that.
Tell me, I've given you so many games.
Well, they're coming up.
Yeah,
they're coming up.
Okay. No, but I remember her trying so hard to grab that game. She couldn't get it in the shop. She had to order in.
Yeah.
You're an awful person, Scott.
What can I say? I only keep the best games.
We're going to get to that very soon, aren't we?
Yes. So yeah, PGA Tour 10, not very good. But so 03 and then 10 were the two Tiger Woods games that we got. I did pick up Rory McIlroy PGA Tour, and I've spent a good maybe 20 to 30 hours on that. I've played quite a bit of it, and it's actually a really good game. So yeah, those are my three experiences with PGA games. BioShock 1, BioShock 2, and BioShock Infinite. I have previously owned all three of them. I've traded them all in. BioShock Infinite is the game that you bought me for Christmas, and Jake, I'm sorry.
You didn't even put it in your console.
No, it never reached my PS3 console. I'm sorry. It didn't. I don't know. I just never felt motivated to play it. BioShock 1 and 2, do I regret trading them in? No. BioShock 2 was very similar to number 1. So,
it was. Well, you shouldn't regret it now because we forgot to talk about this at the top of the show. BioShock Collection's coming out.
Oh, that's right.
So excited.
That's another thing. There's lots of these HD collections or remaster collections coming out. I feel like a lot of the games that I actually own, there's going to be remasters for them soon,
Yeah.
Well, hopefully there's a Mass Effect trilogy coming out.
No. I doubt we'll ever see that.
There's a Skyrim already coming out, but will there be a Dragon Age?
I feel like, yeah, okay.
Anyway, moving on. Should I regret BioShock Infinite? Well, I don't regret it because I never played it. But should I regret it?
Yes. That's my money. You just banked off my money.
Mate, you bought me a pre-owned copy.
What does that matter?
I don't know.
How'd you know?
I don't know, just because probably you told me. So you didn't go all out. You didn't spend $100 on it, did you? You spent like $15.
It's the thought.
The thought.
God, you're a fucking asshole.
I am a bit of a dickhead, but we'll move on. I don't really regret any trade-ins for BioShock, especially now because you can get the whole collection in one. So.
You didn't previously know that, though.
What? No, I expected it.
Oh, yeah.
Far Cry 2. Some days I do regret this, Jake.
No, it's a terrible game.
This had an awesome setting. It was in Africa. When I originally played it, I was so pissed off just because the combat was very challenging, and every single time you passed someone, they chased you, and they did not stop chasing you until you actually got out of your car to fucking fight them down. And the combat was really difficult, so more than likely you were going to die during just that combat, So that's what really pissed me off, and you couldn't sort of turn that off. Far Cry 3, they fixed that with you could take over the base, so you wouldn't find any of those enemies anymore. But that's what really pissed me off about that game. Other than that, it's a really good game.
This game also had a permadeath mode.
Yeah, it did actually, yeah.
Why would you want to... Why destroy your soul like that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But some days I still sort of regret trading in Far Cry 2 because I don't know, I kind of had the urge to put it on, maybe.
No, the new games are so much better.
They are, yeah. Adds a lot more to it. Fallout 3.
Yeah, you didn't have fun with this.
No, I don't regret this at all. I actually grew to hate this game.
Mm-hmm.
The aiming mechanic on this was what pissed me off about this game. Fallout 4, it doesn't seem to have that problem, but Fallout 3, I could never seem to shoot anybody because the aiming mechanic was so dodgy. I mean, I tried everything. I just Maybe it was meant for PC. I just don't know. I couldn't do it properly. Anyway, it pissed me off. So I don't regret Fallout 3 at all. Especially because it was the Game of the Year edition and I got trapped inside a DLC.
Oh, yeah, that happened with me with Skyrim.
Skyrim, yeah. I couldn't get out.
Yep.
Mirror's Edge, I turned on, played one playthrough, and couldn't really get into it. Again, I got some of these games late, and coming into it late, I wasn't really into it.
I've always been fascinated by Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's funny, there was such a huge fan base behind that game, and there was such a demand for a sequel, and when it came out, you didn't really hear anything of it.
No, it's unfortunate, isn't it?
It's like, you know, did anyone really want it in the end?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They try, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll pick it up for like $30. But, yeah.
I mean, that's what I did with Mirror's Edge. I just really wasn't impressed, so...
Yeah. I just like the look of it.
It looks interesting. It looks cool. Resistance 2.
Oh, man, I remember this. You got this with the console.
Yeah, I got this originally with the console, and this was a fucking hard game as well.
It was difficult.
I got up to like level 3 or something. It was really hard. It was a pretty bad looking game as well. It wasn't very good to look at. And,
well, it was a launch title, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. Oh, no, Resistance, Fall of Man was a PS3 game.
Oh.
This kind of was like the Sony version of Halo, in a way.
I was just about to say that. It was their... Yeah,
it was their Halo.
Yeah.
But we were sort of Xbox boys, and...
Xbox boys.
And we sort of... I couldn't help but compare it to Halo, and just Halo was a lot better. That's the only reason I really couldn't get into this.
Have they...
Resistance 3, though, was supposed to be really good, which I've never tried.
Have they ever made another one? It was 3 the last one they made.
Pretty sure 3 is the last one. And that was by Insomniac, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. Who are now doing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Skate 2 and Skate 3.
I didn't know you traded these in.
I didn't realise I traded in Skate 3.
It was by mistake.
Is it up there?
No, it's not.
Yeah. Skate 2 I don't regret trading in. That was a hard game. We spoke about that in NOS Shuffle last week. It was a challenging game. Skate 3, I mean, I didn't realise I traded that in. I kind of regret it.
I've always got it.
Would I play it again? Probably not, but nice to have on the shelf maybe.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a rare item to find now.
Yeah.
It took me ages to track down a copy of Skate 3. So
if they release Skate 4, then I'll have no regrets. But right now, yeah, kind of regret it.
Yeah.
Infamous.
Yeah, I didn't know you had this.
I bought this and played it once, and I was like, I bought this really late as well. This came out like 2008, I think, and I bought it in like 2012. So I was coming in quite late. It was a kind of ugly game to look at as well. I tried to get into it so I could play Infamous 2, and that's when I was sort of deciding on whether to get an Xbox One or PS4. I was going to get a PS4 and play the new one. But yeah, I just really couldn't get into it.
Okay.
Borderlands 2, I don't regret trading this in because I didn't really have a good experience with it. I still have the original Borderlands. I'm never going to trade that in. That's a really good game. But yeah, I couldn't get into Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2 was so good.
And as well, I can get this pretty cheap on Xbox One anyway. So
yeah.
Dragon Ball Raging Blast is another game that you bought me. Wait, did you buy me Borderlands 2?
I feel like oh, maybe I did.
I think so.
I did.
Yeah, you did. Jake.
And Borderlands 2 wasn't a old game at that point.
That was new, yeah.
That was a new game. I fucking hate you.
Just calm down. Just calm down. Dragon Ball Raging Blast, the original Raging Blast. I was really excited when I got this for Christmas from you. It was a great present. I just couldn't get into it.
Well,
it seems like a catchphrase that I'm saying right now.
I couldn't get into it.
I just couldn't get into it.
No, I mean because you have back there Burst Limit.
Burst Limit, yeah.
Probably the best Dragon Ball Z fighting game ever.
I'd have to agree. That and Xenoverse comes pretty close. Xenoverse is pretty good, but yeah, that's a damn good game. Burst Limit, Raging Blast. I was excited because you got the original Raging Blast. I always wanted to try that before I tried Raging Blast 2, which I've never tried. But yeah, just I don't know, didn't do it for me.
Okay. Heavy
Rain. I played this twice, and in the second playthrough I finished it.
Okay.
I kind of regret trading this in because it was a really cool experience. I knew back then I was like, I'm never going to play this again. It was a good experience once, but maybe a couple of years from now, I feel like probably reliving that experience. It was a pretty good game.
Yeah. And what? When's do you remember the year you last played it? How old you were?
I was probably it was probably about maybe three 3 years ago.
Yeah. So I wonder how you changing as a person. This is the kind of game that feels like you mature with it. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So some things you don't pick up as young as you were.
Yeah. I
don't know.
completely agree with that. Especially even a second playthrough, you'd pick up a lot more. As well.
Let's say Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls is a game that makes me want to buy a PlayStation 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this new game coming out, what's it called?
Detroit. Yeah.
Oh my god, we've talked about this before, but yeah, those kinds of games. It's unfortunate that's a PS4 exclusive.
Yeah. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2
What are you
and
talking about? Whoa.
whoa,
you missed all this. Go back.
Okay, well I'll just say these two now anyway because I've mentioned them. I don't know why I skipped 4 games. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 and Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Generations. I got these games when I was pretty much I think I had Xbox One at the time, or I was getting it very soon. But I was sort of in a rush to get lots of PS3 games because I wanted to extend my collection, and I knew I wasn't really going to play it much anymore. But I sort of got these games because I wanted the entire Naruto Shippuden collection. I was going to get 3, and then there was like 3 full burst or something, and I got the original Naruto Shippuden as well, which I haven't traded that in because that's the only one I got around to playing.
Okay.
So with that game that's on my wall, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm, I actually have some nostalgia with. I played about, I think, 12 hours of it.
I can't see it. Sorry, go on.
That's right.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah. The other 2 I never got around to playing, so I don't really have any attachment to them. That's why I traded them in. And I knew I was never really going to get around to playing them.
Oh, they're the same thing anyway, aren't they?
Yeah. Just different parts of the anime that it focuses on.
Yeah.
So, don't regret those. There's Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 that's out now on the Xbox One, so if I'm looking for a Naruto experience, I'll just get that.
Yep.
And also, with the Naruto anime, I don't really like Naruto Shippuden. I really prefer the original Naruto anime anyway, and that first game that I've got covers that whole section.
Okay.
Number 2 starts the Shippuden, so yeah, I'm really happy with the first one. Let's go with Final Fantasy 13 Part 1. Do you remember me getting this?
I don't, no.
Yeah, I played pretty much the prologue and couldn't get into this game.
I can't imagine you playing a Final Fantasy game.
I don't know, I thought it was going to be... This was me into the RPGs, and I was, really into the Mass Effect and Dragon Age when you really get to know your characters. I thought this Final Fantasy was similar, where you really get to understand your characters and everything and make choices with them, but it was completely different to what I expected. Yep. Also, the combat was just... I hate that combat, hey? Well, it's alright when you're playing like Bravely Default or something, but when it's sort of in a, I don't know, console version of that, and...
This is real-time combat.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Just Cause 2. No, I don't regret this. You played this, didn't you?
No.
This was like completely different to what I was expecting. Like the controls are really sort of finicky. It was like, how people compared the story of Just Cause to a B movie? Yeah. This is sort of like a B game, to be honest. It was really weird controls, and yeah, I don't regret it at all. Plus, there's Just Cause 3, which is a better version that you can just get anyway. Dark Souls. I don't regret this.
I knew you would never play this.
Again, this was a game that I wanted to get because it was sort of like an iconic PS3 game.
Yeah.
Of the generation.
Can't. But
played a bit of the start, died a few times, and I was like, Yeah, not a game for me. Someone who's really
the kind of gamer you are. You are bad at games. Why would you even try this?
I wanted a challenge.
Yeah. If you want a challenge, go play your bloody PGA Tour.
It's a tough game.
Weakling.
Prince of Persia Trilogy.
Oh man, what a great game!
I only got this because I wanted to play Sands of Time, and I did. Do you remember?
I do.
This is the only game I've ever thrown my controller on the ground. Fucking pissed me off. Just that one bit on this elevator where you're supposed to destroy all these enemies.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the second to last part of the game.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult part where you're trapped in an elevator, a very small confined space, and you need to just fight wave after wave after wave of increasingly difficult enemies. It's a difficult section that you can get through, but you are just bad at games. So I had to do it for you.
It took you a few times, and you got frustrated.
I did, because I hadn't played the game for years and years. I'm sure if I was playing the game like you had, like playing the game, I'd be fine with it, but It took me a few goes, but I eventually did it for you.
I was like, I've never been so angry in my life. Like, I've never been that angry, hey.
That's like-
Even in small bits, just when you're sort of climbing walls and traversing through sort of paths and things like that, I kept dying over and over again, like 10 times, just trying to jump over a ledge. This game has never made me so angry, but so nostalgic and happy at the same time. Because it's got that really cool feel to it, this game, hey.
It does.
Like, I don't know, it's nothing like... There was the two other games in this pack, The Warrior Within and... the other one as well, which I started the sequel to Sands of Time, just couldn't really get into it because it's so different. Sands of Time has just had this really cool thing going on for it.
Yeah, with me, we had Sands of Time on PC. That was a game I just played over and over and over, again and again. I loved it. Fantastic game. Warrior Within, our cousin bought for PC. It was, like you said, it's a different experience because it's a whole lot more violent and gritty.
Yeah.
But
the refreshing thing about this game is you don't have to stick the sand thing in the enemy to actually kill it.
Yes, something about the story where it just absorbs into or something.
That was good, but but different art style as well, which I couldn't.
Yeah, it just turned more like edgier and
it
just like all the music was more heavy metal.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. It was just like it just wasn't the same. And again, I never tried the third one, which I was keen to try out if you hadn't traded this in.
This is a game I regret trading in.
Is this a PS3 exclusive?
Yes, I think so, maybe.
That was so strange.
Maybe, yeah.
I'd pick it up if it was on 360.
Yeah, I think if I saw it in the store, I think I would pick it up again. Just because Sands of Time is one of those great games, I think.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. I do regret trading this one in. Bring back Prince of Persia, hey. Bring back a good Prince of Persia game.
They bring it back every now and again. They keep rebooting
Hasn't been one
it.
for a while. The last one that was sort of this cartoony graphic thing.
I feel like it was one after that. But I feel like Assassin's Creed has just absorbed it now.
Yeah, pretty much. Tomb Raider Trilogy.
This is another game that you got frustrated with, wasn't it?
Well, my God, the puzzles are hard in this game. I had to I only played the first one of these three games. There was the original Tomb Raider game which had been remastered. This is like the third remaster it had gone through. And then there was another Tomb Raider game. I forgot what that was. The third one on there was an actual 360 game that had sort of been up-resed a little. But yeah, that's why I don't really like Tomb Raider now. Like the Rise of the Tomb Raider and the other Tomb Raider game. Just because they're nothing like this original Tomb Raider stuff.
That's what it's trying to be.
I love the original Tomb Raiders where literally you just go into a room and you've got to work out all these puzzles to get through, you know? There's too much action involved in the new ones.
Hang on. I'm so confused. You love these old Tomb Raider games? So explain to me why you traded the game in.
It's too difficult.
Explain to me why you haven't got Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Well, like I said, I don't like the style of those games.
But you have the original you have the new Tomb Raider up on your shelf up there.
Yeah, that's a game that...
You're giving me conflicting messages here, Scott.
I don't know.
You hardly got through that first Tomb Raider game. You were so frustrated with it.
No, I got pretty far through it. I played a good 15 hours of that.
Okay, but you traded it in. If you love it... Okay, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop this now. You're making me so frustrated here.
This is a question. This is our topic. Do I regret these choices?
Uh-huh.
I regret some of them, yes. Clearly. Prince of Persia I regret, okay? Risen 2. Do you remember this one?
Yeah.
This is actually a pretty cool game. I kind of regret this as well. You're like a pirate. I think it's like sort of like a pirate game.
Yep.
It started off really cool. I only got to the first couple of islands, which was these really cool, nice tropical islands. The third island that I got to was this kind of dark island, which was really stormy, and the graphics really didn't do that justice. I was kind of enjoying it at the start because it was so nice and tropical and bright and sunny. But once you get to that third island, I kind of lost interest just because, I don't know.
I can never get into like pirate setting games, hey?
Really? I think they're cool.
Just like this...
You bought Pirates of the Caribbean game.
See, I was just about to bring that up. If this is Pirates of the Caribbean on our NOS shuffle list? It is?
I don't think so, just because I never played it and I didn't see much of it.
Well,
so.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it I'll talk about it now if it's not on the list. Yeah, that game was interesting. I bought it because I loved the original Pirates of the Caribbean movie. This game was nothing to do with the movie. I don't know. It felt like when you played Risen 2, it just seemed to me like a better version of that Pirates of the Caribbean game. Man, that was a weird game. It's difficult. But yeah. Strange.
Yeah.
Just like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Firstly, I was burnt out in Assassin's Creed, but I could just never get into the pirate setting.
You're missing out on Black Flag. Also, have you ever heard of a game called Sea Dogs? PC, I think.
No.
That's a pretty cool pirate game as well. Very old, but very cool.
Maybe Sea of Thieves might change my mind on that.
Doubt it.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't even know what that game is at the point.
Yeah, true. Grand Slam Tennis 2. I do regret this. I don't have a tennis game, and that was actually a pretty cool tennis game.
Yeah.
It was kind of easy, though. It's pretty easy to win.
Tennis games are... I feel like the only challenging tennis game we had was original Xbox Top Spin 2.
Yeah. That was a good game.
Fantastic game.
Yeah. Make more tennis games.
Yeah.
Make like a Wimbledon game or something, you know? Make a good tennis game.
We also had...
That Grand Slam Tennis 2 was annoying just because it had that commentator, that American guy. What is his name?
Oh... Not John McEnroe.
Yeah, him.
Him?
He was the commentator. He was just pissing me off.
Wow.
Because you know how like some in-game commentators, they repeat the same shit over again?
Uh-huh.
Well, he actually had like stories that he told about his experiences.
While you were playing?
My God, he just repeated this shit over and over again. And also, after every shot you made, it literally just skipped to a replay after every single shot. And whenever you skip that replay, it comes up with this huge EA Sports logo, and that pissed me off, man. So yes, a few flaws of that game, but pretty cool.
Good commentators, like, I mean, we probably only like them because of nostalgia, but PJ 203, awesome commentary, hilarious, hilarious.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Just those simple things, yeah.
Games you can get commentary right. Sure, FIFA and Madden, but because they're so dynamic and so, like, I'm sure, like, I feel like that commentary is so good now because is it like updated on the like every now and again, or like?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you play FIFA 14, then you go straight to FIFA 15. You probably won't notice a change.
No, but like sometimes I feel like FIFA games are like when they're connected online, they update with like real world. Like, say if you're playing two teams in the match, and in real life they just played like last week.
Yeah,
I feel like the commentators will have a story to talk about.
I'm not sure. Hey,
okay,
I'm not sure.
I'm just thinking. Okay,
yeah. SSX, it's a snowboarding game to what's that, dubstep music. Snowboarding to dubstep. I kind of regret trading this in because I never really gave it a chance. I picked it up a few times and played it, and it's just like couldn't really get into it at the time. But there's no other really snowboarding games out there, so kind of regret it, I guess. I never really gave it a chance. So. Okay. London 2012, don't regret this at all.
Ugh,
I really just got this game because I don't know, I wanted to play something to do with the Olympics, and again, I've gone on about the Mario and Sonic Real Olympics. All Olympic games are just really button mashing shitty games, which I don't understand why. Why can't they just make some really cool games, like put some time into those events to make them really good? Sure. Don't know. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Don't regret this just because I sold my old PS3 to get a new slim PS3, and this is the game that came with it. Yep. It was a brand new game at the time, worth $100. Traded it in, got $50 back for it, which is not bad.
I heard really good things about this game, though.
Yeah, I know. I did play it, but I just wasn't in the mood. Need Speed. 2 more games on the list. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist. This was a really, really hard game as well. This is one of those games where you started... It was one of those games where you always had to restart because, these kind of games, you always want to play stealthy. If you start a firefight, it's like, it's not the same anymore. You just want to go back and restart it. Yeah. I mean, I restarted so many times because it was so challenging. All Tom Clancy games are challenging. So I don't regret this just because I spent way too much time just restarting missions and trying to do it perfectly. So sure. Last game on the list is Don Bradman Cricket 14, which I traded in because I got the exact same game, but on Xbox One, just because I wanted to play on Xbox.
I'm shaking my head now.
Really good graphic update, though, so don't regret it. Jake, I need to pause for a minute again just because I'm going to piss my pants.
Thank God, Scott.
It's the coffee that does it to me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't drink coffee during our podcast, but so please excuse me, and we'll be right back. Okay. Bladder is empty again. Don't know for how long, so...
Feels like you're not in there for very long. But okay, my list, it's very short because, like I said, I feel like I went through lists of games on IMDb, up on Wikipedia, but this is all I could find and come up. So there were definite ones I've missed, but whatever, we'll just go through them. Now, Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, Brotherhood, and Revelations.
Oh my god, you should regret those.
No, I do not. I had my time with them, whether some were fun and some were not. Number 1 was probably the most fun I had on, but no, I do not regret.
Oh, actually, I did trade in Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh.
I missed that. Yeah, that's the only Assassin's Creed game that I traded in just because shit.
Yeah, I never finished that one. Hardly got through it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't regret. Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Origins. Same thing. I played them, had my time with them. Felt like I would never have play them again.
And plus, they're coming out remastered anyway, so...
They are, and I wouldn't buy them.
Yeah.
Just like Arkham Knight, which is I've wanted to play for ages, and I still have sitting at home as a borrowed copy from our cousin, but can't get into it. Those games, I'm so burnt out on those games, but it looks amazing, and I want to finish the story, but I think I'll get there eventually. Yeah, this is a big one. Destiny.
Yeah, that's
Remember how excited I was for this game?
Yeah.
I was so pumped. I'm like, I'm going to spend all my holidays, all my uni holidays on this. I can't wait. I physically, I bought it. I put it away until my holidays because I knew I'd be tempted. I played it for a couple days and I got over it.
Yeah.
Boring ass game.
Yeah.
So boring.
As well as because you don't have any of those expansions that it came out with.
True.
You know, Taken King or whatever.
Vanilla Destiny is so different to what Destiny is now. So maybe the next iteration of Destiny.
Maybe.
This is a clear obvious. I traded in Halo Reach, Halo ODST 3, 4, and Anniversary editions. Only because I got
Master Chief Collection.
Master Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't get Halo Reach.
I was just about to say, Halo Reach is one of my favorites. So,
Regret it?
well, actually, no, because I have a downloaded copy on my 360.
Oh, okay.
So I just traded in the physical. So no, I still have it there. You're going to hate this one. Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my god.
Awful games.
No.
No, they're not awful. I did enjoy number 2, but I'll never touch them again. Never finished 3. I know how it ends. Blech, whatever.
I will one day go back and play all 3. So, yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
So that's actually all I could think of 360 games. I did Grand Theft Auto 5 I traded in because I got a new copy for Xbox One. That's all I could think of, hey. Other games, New Super Mario Bros. 2 for 3DS I traded in. I was a bit surprised about this because I want to keep it because it's a Nintendo game and keep the copies, but I don't know, this for a new Super Mario game, this was kind of boring.
Yeah. I'm not into those games at all.
No,
Those
and
side-scrolling
I
ones.
love the original New Super Mario Bros. For DS. I love the Wii version. I love the Wii U version. This one was just different. Didn't like it. So traded in. I remember this is probably one of the very first games I traded in was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. Yeah, I don't know.
You can get that.
You can get it on the Virtual Console.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
But at the time, because I was so big on Pokemon back then, just thought it was another Pokemon game. It wasn't. I played it, I finished it and everything, but I don't know, it just never grabbed me the way it does now. And also, this is the last game on my list, Animal Crossing Wild World. I traded it.
Regret?
I feel like
What console was that?
That was DS.
DS, yeah.
I feel like I do. I don't remember why I picked up Wild World.
Well, you had the original Animal Crossing.
No.
Didn't you start with GameCube?
Nope, never had that game.
You had a Wii one, didn't you?
I got Wild World first.
Okay, yeah.
But I honestly,
yeah, that's a weird choice.
It really is. And I'm not sure why I picked it up. And then I remember at the time when games on TV, games were getting advertisements on TV. Remember when that doesn't really happen anymore.
Oh, actually, yeah. Just
okay. And a TV ad came up for it, and Nintendo DS was the biggest thing ever at that time, and people were playing Animal Crossing. Mum said oh, that would be a game I'd really like to play, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to trade this in.
Get rid of this shit. Back to what you were saying about those advertisements on TV. I woke up pretty early the other day and watched a double episode of Pokemon on TV.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. But the advertisements on TV, they were advertising Yokai Watch and all that, and
Yeah.
the actual gameplay. And there was another 3DS game they were advertising as well. But yeah, they were actually showing 3DS footage of things. So it's just
maybe-
things we miss because we don't watch that shit anymore. So.
For sure, yeah, I don't really watch much TV anyway. But I remember those advertisements were just on prime time TV. Like you said, these advertisements you only see them during kids programming.
Yeah.
One ad that's kind of burnt into my brain because I used to always watch TV like Simpsons stuff at nighttime and on Channel 10 and stuff. Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah.
That ad came on like 5 or 6 times every night for like months and months. That ad is burnt into my brain.
I think we'll see Sun and Moon trailers on just mainstream TV during prime hours because of Pokemon Go. So
Sure.
yeah, that's what it's done. So that's our topic. All in all, I do regret some trade-ins. So
Oh, I didn't really say if I regret any of them. No, I don't really. Hey,
yeah,
I think they were deserving. There was when I bought my Xbox One, there was a pile, yay of 360 games.
yeah, that's right.
And I don't know. I don't remember any of them besides those. So, yeah, I'm definitely forgetting some. So,
You had a lot of sequels and everything, collections and stuff like that.
like what?
Well, you had the whole Assassin's Creed collection and Batman collection.
Yeah,
thing, so-
I'm probably just thinking of sequels. Hey,
yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Deal of the week, Jake. Now remember, we're skipping buy or deny today. We're going straight to deal of the week. Last week for the Xbox One and PS4, the deal of the week was Fallout 4 for $36. Again, this week it's going to be Fallout 4, but for $28.
How's it get cheaper in a week?
I don't know. But there's a new special on. For Fallout 4, you can pick it up for $28, a brand new copy.
Cool.
That's a good deal. For the nostalgic lovers, for the people who still have their 360s and PS3s out. Actually, I'm not sure if this is on Xbox 360. I saw it for PS3. By the way, these are both at EB Games. You can get the Far Cry Wild Expedition, which includes Far Cry 1, Far Cry 2, Far Cry 3, and Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Is that what it's called? And this is, by the way, the only way you can get the original Far Cry on a console.
Okay.
For $19.
Wow. If I liked Far Cry, I would pick that up.
Deal of the week.
Deal of the week. Sweet.
Let's get into Nosh Shuffle, my favourite segment of the show. Nosh Shuffle is where Jake and I, have shuffled a list of 100 games that we played as kids from the years 1990 to 2009. I'm pretty sure we didn't include 2010. We shuffle the list, and whatever game comes up, we'll talk about it. Head down memory lane and we'll see what happens. So the number that is given us today is number 57. Let's see what game that is. That is Rise of Nations.
God.
Played on the PC back when we had PC games.
So I want to start off.
Okay.
I know
start.
I know you're very big on this game.
Yeah.
I remember the day you bought this. Right?
Yeah.
Do you? As well?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I remember it took hours to install.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Because we had a shitty computer.
Awful computer.
Yeah.
It was a rainy day.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching SpongeBob SquarePants Marathon on TV. And
I don't remember any of this.
I don't know. You're very good at remembering things. I don't know why I remember this. But
Yeah.
you came home from somewhere, and
I think probably Harvey Norman
I
is
feel
where
like
I
it
used
was
to
Harvey
go.
Norman. Yeah. And you brought this game home. I knew nothing. No, you were talking about this game for a very long time.
Well, I played it at a friend's place. He had his dad was really into computers, and he had 7 computers in this one room.
Oh, yeah.
We used to play multiplayer Rise of Nations all the time. So that's why I really wanted it.
Yeah.
So
But that was my story.
okay, continue. Were you going to say that?
No, I'm saying that's the end of my story.
Oh,
I'm
that's the end. I thought you said that's my story.
No,
Okay.
it was your friend. Why would it
Yeah,
be my
yeah.
story?
All right. Yeah. So basically, this game, if you don't know this game, it's a strategy game. RTS game. So it's a war game. You start off. It's sort of like the Age of Empires thing. You start off from when you're Stone Age kind of thing, and then you eventually get up to Modern Age or Information Age.
Information Age.
Information Age was the one after Modern Age. and you just build your city, you build all your civilians and everything, and eventually grow to be this huge military threat of this world or whatever. The cool thing about this game is you could build nuclear weapons, and once you launch a nuclear strike on an enemy territory, begins a countdown, and I think you're only allowed to do 12 more nuclear strikes or something until the actual world explodes and the game's over. So so that was kind of dangerous. If you launch a nuclear strike, obviously it'll be complete devastation of a city from someone. So it's a good way to actually take over a city before entering with your guys or something. But then it could make them launch a strike or something, and others can launch strikes. So you have no control of how many they do or whatever. So that was kind of scary. I started a campaign with this game, and actually I think I played it for about 100 hours, because I actually literally couldn't take over these lands. You could turn off the fighting for however long you want. So I started in the Stone Age, and I turned off all combat until Information Age. So I grew my town and my villages and everything up so much, and I grew so much military and everything until I got to Information Age. Then I turned on combat and tried to take over the world, but because I spent so much time building, all the other towns, countries started, had all the same resources and everything. So there was this massive war, and you could have ships and aircrafts and everything. You could have everything.
The thing you just said there, right, was actually my favorite part of the game, was building my area, my town. I loved turning off combat and just spending the game.
It was good how you had that option.
Yeah.
So nobody would, destroy anything you're trying to build.
Yeah, you can build games of just whoever reaches Information Age first wins the game. I loved doing that, because there's actually a lot of strategy involved in how efficiently you can build up your town and how fast you can research things and stuff. That was my favorite part of the game. The combat was excellent too. That was probably one of the big parts of it. But yeah, my favorite thing was seeing how expansive I can make my town in as quick as time as possible.
Yeah. So mainly a multiplayer game or co-op game. Best played with co-op with a friend, but because we didn't have two computers, we just pretty much played single player, which was quite annoying. But
we always sat together when we played though.
Yeah, true. We always sat together and played. But yeah, just a really good game. There wasn't a Rise of Nations 2. There was a sequel called Rise of Legends, which came out maybe 4 or 5 years after the Rise of Nations. And I never played this game, but this game was pretty much very similar, except it had dragons and all these mythical creatures and all that added into it. So, I mean, we really liked it because it was actually kind of realistic. Yeah. And at the beginning of the game, you could choose a country you were as well. Japan, America, any one of those countries. And the resources and towns you built kind of looked like that.
Yeah, it reflected their society.
Yeah.
That was sick. And it came to a point where if you developed enough, you can build like world wonders.
Oh, yeah.
You can get like pyramids and Eiffel Tower and that kind of thing. And each wonder had specific attributes that helped your town, or maybe did something bad to another town or something. Fantastic game.
Yeah.
There's actually there was a remastered version that came out of this game.
Really?
Maybe last year or something. If you look up
for PC?
Yeah. If you look up Steam right now, you'll be able to find it.
Oh, actually, I actually remember something like this. Yeah. So it's updated graphics and everything. Hey.
Oh, I feel like just like a HD thing. Yeah. And it's got all the expansions with it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think the version that I got had all the expansions, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like you're right, yeah.
Yeah, I had got like the gold edition is what they used to call it or something.
Remember you picked up PC games on the box? Like physical PC games?
Yeah, they were like had this big box with it as well, yeah. I got like SWAT 4 and it was like this gold box because it had all the expansions and all that.
Awesome game. Rise of Nations, this is really the only kind of RTS game we ever played.
Well, I really wanted to get into Command and Conquer as well, but I never actually got that. So I used to play that at a friend's place as well, so that's how I know about it.
Yeah, I guess the only other RTS game I played was Halo Wars, and I really got into that too. I feel like RTS games for me have to be either tied to another franchise like Halo, or need to have some kind of realism, down to earth element. Yeah, not some.
Well, Age of Empires is RTS, isn't it?
Yeah, we played a lot of that as well.
I regret not sort of getting... Apparently Age of Empires 2 was like the best Age of Empires, and I regret sort of not playing that. We only played the original Age of Empires because it came in a Nutrigrain box.
I think every Australian child had that.
Yeah, it came in your Nutrigrain box, and my God, what a game!
It wasn't a full game, was it? Or was it?
Do you remember the cheat?
Was that you get like cars and stuff? And...
The guys with the laser guns.
Yeah.
Photon Man.
Yeah.
Photon Man or something.
Oh man.
You just simulate a bunch of those, like create a bunch of those, and then they just like annihilate all the Stone Age guys. All these guys running at you with swords, and you just like laser them down.
Man. Awesome.
Yeah. That's Age of Empires. Age of Empires 3 as well. I got sort of a downloaded copy of that, I think.
Oh, I remember that, like a cracked version.
Yeah, cracked version.
It came on like 4 discs.
Yeah, to install, and
it didn't work very well, did it?
That's the same thing that happened with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. It kind of got into that 3D mode where it's sort of like you really just want that top-down experience. You don't want to really scroll down and get into this so you can see every kind of view and everything. You just want that top-down RTS experience, and yeah, Age of Empires 3 didn't really give you that. So
do you know the Total War games?
Yeah.
There's like one that comes out every year. That's like an RTS game, but you can go right far out, or you can scroll right down and right to the ground, and you can turn it into like a third person combat.
Yeah,
as well.
Rome did that as well.
Oh yeah,
scroll right in and everything. So
awesome.
Rome Total War. I'm pretty sure that is a Total War game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, yeah, so same thing.
But yeah.
Okay. That concludes our longest episode ever.
No way, really?
I think our other one was 2 hours 10 minutes. That was our longest before. So
wow, it didn't even feel that long.
No, it was so enjoyable.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
Okay. Probably won't be back next week then. Maybe. If maybe a weeknight. We might get maybe a shorter episode in there somewhere.
Maybe.
So, but if not, then we'll be having a week break.
Be good to get away from you for a while.
Don't say that. You love it. You loved it. Okay, and with that, I say bye, Jake. Oh, and by the way, I don't actually know what music I'm going to be putting on right now, but whatever it is, it's going to be fantastic, and please enjoy the music. On your
Do you
way out.
remember Resonation's music?
Yeah, it's actually really good music.
Okay.
So
I can't wait to hear it.
yeah.
Right now.
Goodbye.
Bye.